The following podcast contains naughty language and ridiculous situations. Listener discretion is advised.
Well, as we close out 2019, it's good to think back of the things that's happened to us over the past year. We got ourselves out of the old studio and into a new. Wolfie decided to move his gluteus minimus down to Maryland. He's shooting me the finger. And we did happen to win Best Long-Form Podcast from Scaricon. All in all, I would say this has been a pretty awesome year, especially the part where Wolfie left us. But you know what? 2020 is going to be even better. I can only imagine what's going to happen. I have no idea what's going to happen. We're probably going to... one of us is going to get arrested or something, I think. But you never know. You never know. You never know. You never know. So why don't we close out 2019 with this, the last show of Trick or Treat Radio.
Welcome all you little zombies. You're listening to Trick or Treat Radio, starring the Deadites.
Welcome to episode 387 of Trick or Treat Radio. Trick or Treat Radio is the world's most dangerous podcast and is recorded in front of an undead studio audience here at Castle Wolfenstein and also at the Lair of Lost Swag within the Raven Chateau. We discuss at least 2 films a week. In December, we argue, we make fun of each other, and yes, as MZ stated, we close out the year in style? Question mark?
Is there anything about us that's actually really stylish at all?
Well, when I'm looking at your shirt, no.
What's wrong with my shirt?
Just kidding. I don't know. What is it? What's on your shirt?
Anything wrong with
Aries, what does this shirt say?
It's Cheech and Chong.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a great shirt.
Yeah, it's a parody of the state flag of California.
Okay.
And it shows Cheech and Chong riding the bear that's on the flag.
All right, I like it. Maybe you do have some style, my friend.
No. I got to close out the year in style. I got to look good. I can look better for 2020.
Well, you can't look any worse.
That is true.
I've pretty much hit rock bottom in every conceivable fashion.
I'm going to give you a fucking rock bottom next time I see you. Through a table. And then Ollie's going to pee on you.
Yes.
Ooh, hey now, don't get me excited.
That's fucking weird. He's been saving it up.
Well, since this is the last proper episode of the year, yeah, it is the last episode of the year, we have our year-end show, but that drops on the new year. So since it is, why don't we go ahead and do some intros? It's been a while. Well, I am Johnny Wolfenstein, the pencil pusher and producer of media for Trick or Treat Radio. Also, one of the co-hosts of the Force Insensitive Star Wars podcast. I hear MZ's the number one fan of that show now.
Yeah, it's the foreskin insensitive.
That's pretty good.
The sensitive foreskin. Welcome to the Sensitive Foreskin podcast. My name is Johnny Wolfenstein, and I'll be hosting the show of the Sensitive Foreskin podcast. Michael Ravenshadow, tell us about your foreskin and how sensitive it is.
Oh, Jesus.
Pass.
That's smart.
Aries.
No, don't ask Aries. You don't want to know.
I'm past it.
And speaking of Force Insensitive, we did a stupid thing. We did a near 7-hour podcast talking about Rise of Skywalker. MZ, I want you to listen to every single minute because I'm going to quiz you on it, okay?
Please, I could barely deal with listening to you right 7 hours. Wow. 7 hours? What the hell is wrong with you people?
You people?
Were you on the show?
What do you mean, you people?
Were you on the show?
I was not. It probably would have been 10 hours if that was the case.
Yeah.
Well, he hadn't seen it, so.
Oh no, I don't know. So
I'm gonna see it. I got plans tomorrow. So
Well,
It's very sport.
but yeah, we have something very, I'll talk about that in a second. We got something big coming up tomorrow. Aries, have you
7
seen Rise of Skywalker?
Well, when you guys started your podcast, I hadn't seen it, but by the time you finished it, I watched it twice.
Yeah, 3 times. Back to back.
Congressional hearings don't last that long, for Christ's sake.
Actually, they do.
I know, but I was just trying to make a point.
Yeah. So if anyone is insane and wants to actually listen to it, we won't hold it against you if you don't. But if you want to listen to it, you can check out the Force Insensitive podcast feed. It's everywhere you can find the show. So Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, you name it, it'll be on there. Or you can go right to trickortreatradio.com and scroll down. I put it on the front page of trickortreatradio.com since it's sort of adjacent since we've done the Trick or Treat Radio has done the specials in the past. So want to make sure people could find it a few different ways. So yeah, if you're interested, go ahead. And then also we have the big season finale of The Mandalorian coming up. Actually, in a few hours, it's going to drop. So we'll be talking about that in a couple days. So if you guys want to check that out, go follow Force Insensitive. So let's go around the room over there at the Raven Chateau. We have the vulgar guru of horror, the starved blood pig's fetus in the upcoming Morbid Tales, and Septic, one-time contributor for Horror Hound magazine, Monster Zero.
Hello, everybody. Let me tell you about my foreskin.
Jesus. No, thank you.
Please.
Nobody wants to know. We also have the triumph riding, stage erecting, whiskey drinking, chief of security, the warrior of Nor'easters, America's sweetheart, Rick Rubin's stunt double. He drinks and breaks things. Ares, god of war.
Can anyone guess what my favorite gift this year was? Was my bottle of whiskey.
Well, you didn't give me a chance to guess.
Oh,
That was going to be my guess.
That was going to be a guess, yeah,
Yeah.
because it's a no-brainer gift for me, and I love it.
What?
Because you don't have to worry about if I have it,
What
because
brand?
I'm going to drink it anyway.
What brand?
Well, how many did you get?
What brand was? It was something I never heard. It was called Kavanaugh.
Oh, Brett Kavanaugh.
Yeah, I was going to
Doesn't really sound Irish.
So you're going to be drinking with Stitchy and Wiki and...
It tastes like rape.
Jesus. What, does Cosby have his own whiskey now?
Jesus. We also have the what you're not the co-producer. You're a glorified grip, Raven Shadow.
No. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. No, I'm like an investor. I'm like a backer.
You're a backer. Yeah, but I look at Patreon and you're not a backer.
No.
Yeah, how are you a backer? You're like a seat backer? What?
Yeah, what?
No, I'm like I'm financing.
Are you a fudge backer?
That's fucking weird, man. I don't know. That's wowzers.
Maybe you're actor Brian Backer.
Yeah, maybe you're Brian
from
Backer.
Police Academy 4, from Police Academy 4 and Moving Violations.
That was
Brian Backer. He's the one who was going out the punk rock girl.
the earring, right? Yeah,
Yeah,
the earring,
yeah.
the matching accessories,
Yeah.
no less.
Yeah, that's actor Brian Backer.
That's good. That's awesome. And that's exactly who I was thinking of. You fucking maniac. No, God. He is good, but no. Let's lose the glorified grip because I'm not really good at that either. I like leading off with the chain smoking one. That's fun.
All right. So we do have the chain smoking, head kissing, baby shaking, Lorazepam loving, former comic book reading nerd, the official smoke chamber for the Lair of Law swag, the Pimper Promotions, the Italian rapscallion, professional bullshitter, the cool principal, the proprietor, and secretary of the Sexy Speakeasy, Mr. Runtime.
It'll be the end of the year by the time you get done.
The Duke of Degeneracy, and the Parisian Bruja himself, Michael Ravenshadow.
Hey, thank you.
No one can see
Wow,
you do.
all that
Wow.
news gonna-
Thank you.
Hey,
No one can see you doing the Rob
are you,
Van
Mike?
Dam.
Who
Yeah.
are you, Michael Jackson?
No.
This. Thank you. What the hell?
Oh, and just an FYI, that was your one free pass to be waving fingers around that close to me.
Come on.
Next time you're gonna be.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm surprised you didn't lose him.
Yeah.
That's true. With my
really
fucking
shocked.
knuckle.
I'm really shocked you didn't pull back a stump, dude.
No, Aries likes me very much.
Yeah, he
That's
likes
why
you.
you get a pass.
Yeah.
Thank you, Aries.
This one time.
This one time.
Once.
One-time contributor.
Not once a year, so you could do it again next week. Once.
Why? It's not like a rolling.
No,
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 one-
it can't be a
once
You
ever.
already used. Yeah,
Ollie.
See,
disagrees.
Ollie's pissed.
and even
Ollie's
if it
tell-
was a rolling thing, you couldn't do it anyway because you already used it.
Ollie's telling you, man.
He is. Actually, he's more excited for his reindeer baby that he got for Christmas.
You got a
Nice.
reindeer baby?
Yeah, it's he got 3, but he only gave him 1, and now he's just
Pissed?
running him up.
Yeah, he's pissed.
Give him some. Aries, give me whiskey.
Don't give my dog whiskey.
I would like to see that.
He's already had 3 beers. He can't have any
That's
whiskey.
true. Yeah.
So on tonight's
Although now-
show, what? Go ahead.
He's been doing a weird thing where like he'll hang out under the table and sit on Aries' feet, which kind of confuses Aries.
Really? Really?
Yeah.
I never knew that.
Yeah, past couple of weeks, just right on my toes. Yeah, right there. And I ended up accidentally kicking him multiple times.
You
That
must
is
have
weird.
warm feet.
Or maybe your toes smell like beef jerky. Who knows?
What is Ollie's new baby, Raven Shadow?
The one he has now, I think it's like the female reindeer. Like it's so I'm assuming they have a like did Rudolph have a girlfriend?
Yes, he did.
Well, she's having a bad day because she's fucking too.
So on tonight's show, it is the last episode of the year and the last episode of December, of course. Those things coincide together. And it will be the last December double feature cram jam. Raven Shadow, you feeling off the hook?
Oh my fucking
This
god!
one
man.
was tough for me. This month was tough.
Not for me, man.
I feel like a fucking.
Well,
itty-bitty
you
worm
watch
in a
like
big fucking-
80. You watch like 80 movies a week, anyways, MZ.
I think that's a little bit of an exaggeration.
All right,
Wolfie. Get
79.
down a little bit. No, I mean I watch maybe. I don't know. I mean, if I had to take, if I was to go by my letterbox, I would say that on my letterbox account, it's I watch maybe 6 or 7 a week.
The letterbox.
When was the last time you went 2 days in a row without watching a movie?
Oh, it happens often. It happens just
1974.
this past week.
Wait,
this past week,
do you count? Do you count when you watch 30 minutes of Battle Royale 2 at work on your lunch break?
No.
Does that count?
No.
You
No.
did technically watch part of a movie
When?
on your lunch break.
Oh, well, no. I don't count that. But if I watch the movies on my lunch break and my regular breaks, and it would take, a couple of days to get through it, then I count it. Yeah. But if I watch only 30 minutes of it, that doesn't count.
All right. I think it should count. It's part of a movie.
Reasonable.
It's part of a movie.
It's
So
part
you-
of a movie.
So what if there's a 90-minute movie and you watch 89 minutes of it one day, and then the next day you watch the final minute? You count it as that 1 minute. That's the day you watched it, the day you finished it.
No. Hey, look, if there's a 90-minute movie and I watch 89 minutes of it, I imagine that 1 minute would have something to do with like the end credits, which if it's a movie you've seen already, you don't really count it. So no.
Wait, so if you saw the movie and not
here he
counting
goes.
it?
He's found an opening. What are we saying?
So when I asked you when was the last time you haven't watched movies, whatever, you're just talking about new movies. 6 or 7?
No. I'm talking about movies.
Whether
whatever,
you've seen them or not.
Whether I've seen them or not. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I just you said something that made me think that you're only counting new movies. So.
No. All movies. But if it gets to what I'm talking about is if it's a movie that I've seen before, I don't watch the end credits.
I know who the best boy was.
Not you.
Evil Corny says Wolfie has been busy. He did a 7-hour podcast. I was in for 6 of those hours. Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Corny was there.
I'm sorry to hear that.
I think Corny probably joined us for more than that, honestly. But
He couldn't take it any longer.
No, he had to wake up in like 4 hours.
Now,
Jesus.
is there a record? Have you guys done any research on?
No,
the
I'm
longest
sure
podcast?
I'm sure it's not. It's probably maybe
I'm
the
sure.
longest podcast talking about it, the Rise of Skywalker.
Fair. Or it didn't involve like a telethon or like a, GoFundMe or go like Patreon me or something like that.
Well, I'm looking it up right now.
I'm sure.
Let's see. Oh, the longest uninterrupted live webcast is 41 hours.
Shit. Is that on Pornhub?
Shit, so we got a ways to
41
go.
hours. Yeah, I'm looking at the longest podcast in the world. Thrilled to host a 36-hour nonstop podcast. 21st and 22nd of April 2016. Jesus. What the
Oh,
hell?
okay.
What?
I'm seeing one from 2014, but it's the longest uninterrupted webcast. So maybe there's a live stream. Maybe they're not counting that as a podcast. So
Yeah. That's ridiculous.
I wonder how many people listen to that
Longest
episode.
Shit. When the time comes.
People with no lives.
We're not doing that.
No. Well,
Never,
I think
never,
that's how
never.
we're gonna go out.
Never.
We will not do that.
We're taking our earned
No,
time.
no.
And we're gonna go in the final one. We're gonna go fucking.
We're just going to drop
No.
dead at the table.
No.
Yeah, we'll do it
You-
like Mardi Gras.
You know what the funny thing about that is that we could probably handle that. You couldn't.
What are you talking about?
Excuse me, mister, I got to smoke every 45 minutes.
Doesn't matter.
It does matter.
No, I'll get some fucking help. I'll be up for a couple of days.
Yeah, but it's still a smoking issue.
Yeah,
Wait, we
yeah.
can't have breaks for fucking.
No breaks.
Why?
Straight.
No breaks.
Uninterrupted. I mean, you could go take a shit and all. I mean, we don't want you shitting in the room.
Oh, bedpan.
I don't want you sitting in the room.
Well, I mean, that's where I'm sure there's differences. We could eat here,
Yeah, we'll
but
get
we would have to
pizzas.
keep on talking about you can't. But I mean, if you want to smoke, you'd have to smoke in the bathroom. And I don't think any of us, including yourself,
Yeah,
is
we
gonna
we
put
just
up with
wire
that.
up a mic in the bathroom so we can talk as we're shitting on the toilet.
Yeah.
Well, no.
We need a mute button for that.
At this point, we should definitely have a mute button. But no, the broadcast is uninterrupted, but people can kind of come and go in between. Someone's got to go to the fucking package store.
No, you get all that shit ahead of time.
All right.
If you could
Wait,
deal with that for
whoa. Rave Chat, are you telling me you buy beer like you pump gas? You get like a 6-pack at a time, and then you have to go back and get another one?
It's funny. No, I do.
2 singles on the ride home every day.
2 nips in the morning, 2
No.
nips in the afternoon, 2 nips in the evening, and then a case.
That's pretty funny. That's a different story. But I'm respectable now.
You're respectable.
But no, I am. I stopped doing a lot of things, Johnny. That
Wait, so you're saying I'm not respectable because I'm
you are
drinking whiskey?
respectable. No, yeah, I won't tell you what I was doing though. There
What,
was a
you
time when-
gave up drinking?
Hey, no. I just say that Ric Flair and I had some similarities for a little while, and not just the matching robes.
You walked around in panties?
One time that happened, John. It was Easter, okay? But no, I do. I typically do a half rack and a pack of butts after I do my $10 in gas. So a couple days later.
Right, so I get it. You get enough to last you until the next time you need gas.
Yeah.
Huh.
That's how I go outside. Like shit, I was gonna go outside, but shit, I gotta
But you
do
would
this.
not be able to smoke.
Yes, I can.
You would smoke in the bathroom?
No, I'll smoke downstairs.
No, you can't do that
Why?
because that would be an interrupted break.
No, the show is uninterrupted, but
Oh,
the
so
broadcast.
we can continue, but he can't. Is what he's saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So because we don't smoke, what do we get if because you get to have your smoking break?
Yeah.
What do we get?
Continued existence.
We get our bragging rights for the uninterrupted
big
show,
deal.
and he just can say he was a participant.
He
Contributor.
was a bit part.
And the occasional contributor.
And the other one. No, but
he
so you
made
can't use the
a
bathroom?
cameo.
No, no. A bathroom break is necessary. A cigarette break is not.
Yes, it fucking is. It's
No,
the
it
same
isn't.
fucking thing. Yes.
No, it's not.
Of course it is. So you can't go and get food. You can't like stretch your legs.
No. You could get food and you could stretch your legs. You could talk and stretch your legs at the same
Can
time.
I take Ollie outside?
No.
Really?
No,
Wow.
wait. No, wait. No, wait. That would be an issue.
Well, no, because
he'll
we
poop,
did
he'll
have to
poop
call-
on Aries'
What?
foot.
Yeah. What, like Imperial Walker?
Okay.
Oh, like
I was thinking a little bit more low key, but whatever
Yeah,
gets you through the night.
Snow Walker.
Yeah, no, I got a Paul Walker. Rest in peace.
Ooh.
But no, if I could like go and take the dog out.
We can all take turns having little Ollie out there going and take his shit.
No, it's his dog. He can pick up its own shit.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
you know what he's going to be doing while he's out there?
I don't know what he's
Smoking.
doing.
Yeah.
He can do what he wants if he's picking up the dog's shit.
Thank you, Aries. He's a god.
And I've never seen you come back with a back. You don't pick up after the dog, do you?
Yeah, I do.
What do you do with it?
No, I do it. It's fucking really.
Oh, you're one of those, Raven Shadow.
He flings it
No!
into the neighbor's yard.
What do you do? What do you do with it?
Fuck your Hyundai over there, and your head. That's how I get you. No, he doesn't. He does big business in my yard.
Ted does?
Yeah.
Oh.
Ted does.
bro.
Ted takes a shit in your
Yeah.
yard.
I hate that fucking guy.
No. So
Get out of here, asshole.
so you just let him
Go shit in your
go
own
in your
yard.
you just let him go in your yard and you don't pick it up.
Ollie or Ted?
Take your pick.
Your pick. I
Yeah,
don't care.
no. You know, I mean, it's fucking winter. It's fucking ice out there. Yeah, so he does his thing, and then I do on the weekend. I'll go and like collect it and shit. I get it all.
Set on a search
Let
party.
me tell you something. To skew off of this for a minute, I'll never forget the time. Back in the day, around the early '90s to mid '90s, I used to golf.
I can't picture that.
Yeah,
I'm fucking fascinated.
Yeah, I used to golf. I did.
Did you wear the fucking prick fucking pants?
I
everyone else
did.
wears?
Were you
I
better
did.
at golfing or bowling?
Bowling.
Okay, you were
I
pretty
could've
good at
gone-
bowling. Yeah.
I could have gone pro in bowling. Yeah. And I'll know.
Could have been a contender.
I was doing a tournament. It was me and a guy that I used to hang out with, and there was this old guy that was with us who needed a partner for this round robin tournament. And so we're playing, and he hits his ball out into the fairway. Then next thing you know, he disappears. He's gone. I'm looking all over for the guy. The guy's like maybe in his mid 50s, early 60s probably. And I'm looking all over for him, and I find him, and there he is in the bushes, squat taking a shit.
What hole was he on? Was it a hole of one?
No, he wasn't shitting in the cup. He was. Although
I'm dropping a 9-iron. Caddy, come here.
But there he is, taking his shit, squatting with his pants down around his ankles.
You got some
Fucking
fucked
taking
up friends.
I'm like, Jesus Christ, what the hell am I looking at here? And I couldn't stop looking. I was there for like 17 seconds, just watching him. And
It's an odd number just to throw out. 1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000, 4 1,000. This is just weird. 5 1,000.
6, 7. Why am I not going away? 8, 9. This is weird. 10.
Well, don't they have those things for like golfers where you can like, have like bags that you can like urinate in and you can cover it? It's like ball washers in a weird way, but you can like.
No.
Well, there's an infomercial for a club you piss in.
No.
That's
What
what
the
it is. Yeah,
hell
yeah,
are
yeah.
you
What-
talking
What
about?
kind of bowling have you done? I mean, what kind of golfing have you done?
Yeah.
No, everybody knows. Tell
Yeah.
them.
There's an infomercial for a club you piss in.
Yeah.
You put a towel over your crotch, you unzip, and you put your dick in the club.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
Because after they pass out, serve you beer and alcohol after playing a few holes, you get drunk and wasted. Then you use that club to try.
Yeah. Well,
On your backswing, you give yourself a golden shower.
But yeah, I used to golf back I golfed for like about maybe 10 or 11 years.
What was your
There was some-
What was your handicap?
I was my handicap.
fashion, relationships, judgment.
So why don't you golf anymore?
How's your handicap?
Corny wants to know why don't you golf anymore?
How's your handicap? She's at home baking a cake.
Jesus.
She's making the squash.
Okay. So Corny wants to know
Yeah.
why you don't golf anymore.
I just got out of it. I just think the whole idea of golf is pretty stupid. I mean, all that.
Putting a ball in a
No,
hole.
I'm serious.
No, but I know where you're
I'm
going.
serious. It's all that good land being used to hit a ball into a hole, for Christ's sake. It's fucking wasteful.
What do you think of mini golf?
Well, the balls are smaller.
That's
Yeah,
why
give me a
that's
window.
why you're not good at mini golf.
No, I love mini golf.
We should do that too.
Yeah, we could fuck with a windmill or a hill or something. Like, we should do that. Yeah, we should do that.
Yeah, Johnny, come up. We'll go to the Cape Cod and we'll fucking
Fuck
do all that.
Cape Cod,
But then
man. We
they
could
have
go.
the fucking pirate
There's
one.
one right. There's one in Auburn that we can go to.
Oh yeah, that one's pretty
John,
good.
what do you
That
do?
one's-
What are you
Was
doing
it?
Saturday?
I forget what it's
Crystal
called.
Caves.
Crystal Caves. That's it.
yeah.
and they
Yeah.
have ice cream and batting cages.
Yeah.
That's premium content.
All right.
Bowling with it.
That's actually
Yeah.
a good, that's a yeah. That's I think we got some premium content coming up.
All right, we'll do it
Oh,
then.
shit.
Mini
I mean, we
golf,
can't do it now.
bowling.
They're closed. Yeah, mini
Yeah,
golf.
we can go bowling.
Yeah.
What do we do? Let's press pause. Let's go roll a few.
All right. Yeah,
And
mini. I mean, I love mini golf.
Aries used
I can only
Aries used to be in a league, right?
Oh yeah.
mini golf league.
No.
No,
bowling.
Oh, shit, man. I did bowling for years.
Candlepin or
Candlepin.
oh, fuck off.
That's where I could have gone pro.
Yeah.
MZ
That's
could
the
MZ could
to
fuck with
anyone
the big
outside of
balls.
New England, that's bowling with small balls.
Yeah.
And it's
I mean,
such a
'cause
New England thing.
You got well. There's three kinds of bowling. There's the 10-pin bowling that you see on TV all the time. 2 balls, big pins, big balls.
Two balls.
Two balls,
balls.
big pins.
You don't throw them at the same time, jackass.
Fuck up.
You get 2 balls, they're big, and you get the big pins. Then you get the duck pin, which is like half the size of 10-pin, but it's the same shape as 10-pin. Okay, the balls are bigger. You get 3 of them, and you can use the deadwood.
What's the deadwood?
Deadwood is
Anything like that.
It's like my grandfather's dick.
anything lying down on the plank after you hit the pins. Then there's candlepin, and that's what I was into.
Like that'd be on Saturday afternoons after cartoons. You'd have the candlepin bowling on the TV.
Yeah, exactly,
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, and that was like Aries said, for those not in this area, the New England area, that's you get these skinny pins. They're kind of like rolling pins.
Right.
Think of them as a rolling pin. They're like rolling pins. The balls are about somewhere between, 6 pounds 3 ounces to 6 pounds 6 ounces.
Okay, let me sum this up quickly. Throw a bocce ball at a rolling pin.
Pretty much. And you get 3 of them, and you can use the deadwood.
All
Oh,
right.
the
Using the deadwood is bad form, though.
Bullshit! Don't even give me that. My high triple on that is 404, which is the only time I've ever hit 400. My high single score, ironically, not having to do with the 404, is a 170.
I want to see Monster Zero bowl so much.
I bowled in tournaments here, Rhode Island, Vermont.
See, I'm fascinated because I don't remember any of that, and it's been like what? Now we're at like.
Well,
20,
it was like before we
20
met. Well, and I think you were still doing it when we were doing the backyard wrestling.
I was still doing it at the time. I used to do like three leagues a week.
I believe it. I'm just fascinated. I want to see you in action.
And I used to bowl at Colonial
Yeah.
in Worcester.
Yeah.
And I almost made it on TV twice. I made it to the finals twice, but I didn't make it, unfortunately.
Oh.
You made it to the finals, but you didn't make it.
I made it. In order to make it on TV, you have to go through a
Corey check.
no. Shut up. You
background check.
just apply to you pay to participate, and if you happen to make the top, what was it? I think it was the top 8 bowlers, then you're in the finals. That would put you in the finals. If you're in the finals, then if you win the finals, then you make it on TV to face the champion. And there was this one guy that bowled like nobody's business. The man was like a robot. His name was Tommy Oldster, and I'll never forget it. This guy was like a robot. He couldn't do his average My average was roughly around 112, 113. His average was near 140, which was unfathomable. I mean, it was just incredible. But yeah, I would love to go bowling with these guys.
Yeah, it'd be fun. Let's do that, John.
Yeah.
Next time you come up, we'll do
Doing 10 pin though.
I'm not afraid to do 10 pin. I'm not afraid to do any kind of bowling.
Need the bumpers.
You'll need the bumpers.
I'm good at fucking bowling.
Dude,
Listen, I am
I
good at.
cannot picture you not bowling without the bumpers.
Tell you something. I am good, and Aries gonna test. I am decent at pool.
Oh, okay. That's
We're not
that's completely
talking
different
about
than
pool,
bowling.
Let's
Yeah.
talk about
Granted,
pool
there are
afterwards.
balls involved, but
Yeah.
just because you're good at ball play doesn't mean you're good at bowling.
Well, maybe you. But no, I think I'm good at the bowling a little bit. And actually, I have a really good bowling pose.
Throwing the ball through your legs.
You got a bowling
Listen,
pose.
I do. I have long legs, and I do like a weird. I'm very like Todd McFarlane, Spidey pose. With
Are you
that.
like Ernie McCracken? Is your like your left hand out all the way like this while you're bowling?
I might be. I'm not sure who Ernie McCracken is, but no. And I'm good at.
From
Kingpin,
Kingpin,
man.
Yeah. I don't know what he's fucking jibber jabbering about. And I'm also was really good at throwing the darts to blow up to get the balloons and to get like gifts at like
You don't
kind
Oh,
of
segue
good.
well at all, do you?
Carnivals.
Carnival.
Went from
You're good at-
bowling to darts.
So you're good
Yeah.
at carnival games.
yeah.
Congratulations.
Well, you good at throwing fucking balls. Congratulations.
Dude, you went from doing something rather, talk about something that's kind of serious about bowling, and then you talk about darts, and then you talk about hitting balloons with darts to win a prize.
So yeah, I'm sorry.
That kind of darts is a little different from like professional darts.
Wait, why
Well,
don't we go
sorry,
through? Why don't we go throw axes too?
Oh shit.
Now, can you picture Raven Shadow with a fucking axe in his hand? Jesus. Matter of fact, there was a video of our friend Izzy. I don't know if you ever saw that. She was at that place where you could throw
Oh,
axes
the
at
extra
wood.
one?
Yeah, and she got a bullseye. I was like, holy shit, she's doing that. I want to do that too.
Let's do this.
Someone give me a hatchet.
Let's do field trips.
We're going to do a whole bunch, but Johnny had to go and leave us.
Fucking A,
Yeah.
Johnny.
Yeah. Way to go, John.
Yeah.
Thanks for nothing, ass.
Oh well,
Sucks.
sorry guys. So let me talk about what we're doing tonight. We got December double feature Cram Jam. We're finishing it up for the year, and the two films we're talking about. First up is The Lighthouse, the latest film from director Robert Eggers, starring Robert Pattinson and Willem Dafoe. And then we're gonna follow it up with an IFC Midnight joint called I Trapped the Devil. So we'll be talking about those two flicks tonight. We've actually got a pretty good amount of voicemail for the year-end show, but I don't think we have anything for this show. So if anyone does have anything that they want to give, go ahead, send it to podcast@trickortreatradio.com. Especially, I'd love to hear what people thought of The Lighthouse, because it was a very talked about film. So if you guys are listening and you have time to send something in, you want to get in, feel free to do so. And and then we'll just kind of wind things out. Also, I want to talk about what we're doing to kick off the new year. And we will be doing the year-end show, the 2019 year-end show, where we do our top 13 lists, and then we put them together and we make a master list and find out what the number one film of the year amongst the Trick or Treat Radio hosts is. So we'll be doing that, and then also where we're going to be doing sort of an extended cut, and we're doing an episode for Patreon, just for Patreon exclusive folks. We'll be doing basically like an extended version, a special edition, if you will, where we're going to just sort of like a complimentary piece. We're each going to do our own top 5 list of just something else that's not movies, and I imagine we'll talk a little bit in greater detail about some of the top 13 lists and maybe some of the things that didn't make it and just about the year in general. So we're going to break it up a little bit. Everyone will get to hear our top 13 lists on the year-end show, which will drop on January 1st, and then we're doing the Patreon exclusive. And I want to welcome a new Patreon supporter this month, and that would be our boy Carlitos.
Carlito.
So Carlitos gave us a nice Christmas present on the 25th. He became a Patreon supporter. So big shout out to Carlitos. We thank you, man. And
That dude is fucking.
yeah, that dude's great.
I like that he posted on Facebook recently.
so are all the folks that send us, that help us on Patreon.
They are.
They're all awesome.
Agreed.
So we appreciate that, and looking forward to getting that stuff in there for you guys. And then let's see. And then the first episode of the new year will be, right after the new year begins. So January 2nd, Thursday, January 2nd. We will be back in action in the new year. I don't know what we're doing for a movie yet. We'll find out a little bit later. So
Just so the shocker, I
Yeah.
will be hungover on that day still.
Still?
Still.
2 days later, Aries?
I plan on drinking a lot of whiskey. I don't know why.
Why don't you come over?
I got a bottle.
Come
and
over
I'm
on
going to
Tuesday.
finish that bottle.
Why? Come over on Tuesday. We'll watch movies.
No, I'll just drink at home. Then I don't have to drive. You live out in the fucking sticks.
You live out in the sticks.
I don't live in the sticks.
He doesn't live in the. You live in the sticks.
Really?
I could walk
Yeah,
to MZ's
really.
house.
Yeah.
He could stumble to my place.
Yeah.
You know.
It's a straight line, but I wouldn't walk in a straight line.
Yeah. Fair, yeah. Long way. That's fair. Excited.
All right. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead,
Hey,
John.
No, it's quite all right. Evil Corny says, I don't remember seeing a stuffed animal trophy room in Raven Shadow's house. I don't think he's been doing carnival games. Oh, he's
He's
questioning.
been feeding him to the dog.
Is Ollie get all your stuffed animals?
Well, no. What's the thing? When I was doing the dots and the balloons, I would get
Dots.
back in the day, and
The
I know Aries could-
dipping dots or darts?
Dippin' dots.
What are we
Dippin'
talking about?
dots.
Dots.
no, I would always win the like the mirrors with like the imagery on it, whether it be like a band, it'd be like Anthrax, or be like a Ferrari.
Or AC/DC,
AC/DC,
Metallica.
right.
Yeah.
And then it took me years later where I realized, oh, those are the fucking Coke mirrors that they fucking sell.
And your feathers with the roach clip.
And the fellas
yeah.
I'm like, I'm gonna be a Native American warrior. I was like, no, asshole, it's the fucking roach clips, dummy. But there, I was a boy and I had an imagination. But yeah, no, I was really good at winning Coke mirrors. And
Coke mirror and roach clip champion of
I was of 1985, motherfucker.
You know, my first dime bag.
Yeah. Now, flash forward, I wish I had some of those mirrors. Just saying, in my corner.
Hey, you
Jesus.
know what? You know what? Wait until the spring. Wait until the summer. They'll be blossoming out again at the carnivals, and
Let's
you
go
can
to the
pick one up.
carnival together.
Yeah, let's go to a
Woo!
carnival. Yeah.
Oh, you know what? You motherfuckers can park at my house and walk over, but I ain't going with you.
You coming
All
over?
right.
True.
Hey, we save on parking. Woohoo! Yeah.
That's true. Aries is right down the road from the carnival.
Yeah.
I am. I watch those fireworks from my front porch.
Yeah.
Come down, walk
No,
down. We'll do
Actually,
it.
you know what? I work. Remember, I work.
You do.
So do I.
Yeah.
So does he.
Yeah.
I
He
work
works?
overtime
Oh.
on the 4th of July
Oh, wow.
Carry me back to my car.
from Boston.
Carry me like Supergirl in Crisis Cover. Like, just carry me like back to my car. I want that.
Yeah. Let's do. All right. We don't need Aries.
Yeah,
Fuck
we'll go to
Aries.
Carnival, right?
We don't
We'll
need
go-
Aries.
yeah.
Fuck Aries.
Yeah.
You and I'll do it then.
Carnival Bros.
All right. Yeah. All right.
Carnival Bros.
Yeah.
Who's going to film it?
Marion.
That's weird.
Marion, film Monster Zero and I throwing darts at shit.
Yeah. We're gonna be throwing darts at each other.
Film this shit.
Oh,
Now
they're
that-
going to get on those pellet guns, those pellet machine guns, and just start shooting each other.
That I'd like to
No,
see.
Ow! Ow!
We'll
Bang,
be like
bang.
grown-ups. We'll do art radish in the afternoon, and then we'll go to the carnival.
Yeah, we'll do art radishes first,
Yep.
and then we'll hit the the roller coasters and all that other shit.
Yeah, the fucking spinny shit.
Gravitron.
Don't get stuck to the wall.
Yeah.
Fucking, like,
Yeah, we'll have like 6 or 7 chili dogs. Then we'll hit the Gravitron.
Johnny, come up.
I'm gonna
To
get
July.
some. I'm gonna get some chili cheese dogs tomorrow.
Ooh. Oh, what?
Vegan.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll try that.
I'm going to a wrestling show, and all the food that they're gonna serve is vegan. How
Oh,
fucking
fuck.
awesome is that?
It's good.
Oh my god.
What? Why is that funny?
Am I gonna guess correctly that all the wrestlers that are wrestling are gonna be vegan too?
No.
I mean, is this like a
some of them
completely
are.
vegan thing, or
Yeah, it's
No.
a vegan on a pole.
Well, Orange Cassidy's going to be there.
Orange Cassidy is awesome.
Yeah.
Is he the dude from AEW? That's the
Yeah. The glasses,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
he does everything with his hands in his pockets.
Yeah.
Oh, I was just showing him.
Yeah, he's like Gosling, right? He's like
Yeah.
a Gosling gimmick, right?
Yeah,
I don't know. He's just
It's not the Gosling gimmick.
in the pockets.
he's awesome.
That he's not doing Ryan Gosling.
No.
I never made that connection. He's just
He's doing
fucking great. He's wrestling with his hands in his pockets.
Yeah, he's doing the cool aloof guy.
Yeah.
He does like the thumbs
Isn't that
up.
what fucking Ryan? Someone called Mars. Isn't that what fucking Ryan Gosling does?
He's an actor.
He has, like, the-
Yeah. The only difference between Ryan Gosling and Orange Cassidy is that Orange Cassidy has personality.
And he's more handsome.
Ryan Gosling has all the personality of a poster board.
Have you
I'll
ever
agree
talked?
with that.
Have you ever talked to him?
No, I could just talk to this Clerks VHS tape, and I'll get better answers out of this than I will out of him.
Hey, MZ.
He's doing a fucking gauze gimmick, right? Though
What? Just because of his
No.
hair and everything like?
Why is he doing
his
it?
hair, he's
He's been
he's
doing
got a
it.
similar almond shape.
He's been doing
he's
it
got
for
frosted
like
tips.
10 years. He doesn't have frosted tips. He's got red hair.
Ryan Gosling, he's 30 years. So I mean, no one. No,
No.
I'm
Well,
on.
no,
you're all
You're,
alone.
you're all alone
No.
on
That's
this.
absurd.
It's not absurd.
You're
You're
absurd, Raven Shadow.
I'm not absurd.
No, I think you are.
We all think you are.
What-
Ollie does too. Look at him. He's judging you. He's quietly judging you.
He's accepting me.
Nobody's accepting.
He wants to watch John Wick 3 later on, so he's gonna be.
Oh, yeah. You can watch
Yeah,
John Wick.
Does that look anything like Ryan Gosling?
Yes.
I have
No.
no idea where you got that. Why does he look like Ryan
I
Gosling
mean,
to you?
I guess if you're trying to connect the fact that he's got like blonde hair, stubble, and skinny.
To be fair, it's a good start. It's fucking Brian fucking Gosling, dude. Johnny, you can eat carrots, right? You should get your eyes checked.
Oh my God.
That's not true.
Ryan Gosling.
Yeah,
You know what? Maybe
I
it's just a
feel like-
picture. I don't know. Maybe it's just a picture that I picked
Wow, that
to
was-
make the comparison, but I can almost see it.
I feel like I'm Joe
Raven Shadow, wait,
talking about
Wait,
John's destruction.
if-
you guys
if-
are fucking not.
if he is Ryan Gosling, you bought the fucking Jesus Christ starter kit.
Well, I mean, I mean, like, not for nothing. Like, I get the Keanu Reeves thing for a little bit, even
mean,
though I'm not even fucking close.
What's his
but-
name again? I forget. Orange.
Orange Cassidy.
Orange Julius.
I guess if he wore, I guess if Gosling wore the glasses that Cassidy wears and dressed up the way that he does, I can almost see it.
Then again, like what other fucking skinny blonde guy doesn't look like that?
Tiny White.
He so looks like that with a bigger nose.
He looks more like Orange Cassidy than Ryan Gosling does.
It's you guys are absurd, and I
No.
think you're
And if he was doing a Ryan Gosling thing, his name would be something better than fucking Orange Cassidy.
like Orange Gauze.
Yes,
Like,
Ryan
is that
Cassidy.
yeah, Ryan Cassidy? Guys, fucking really? I think you're fucking trying to hurt my feelings.
That looks like a.
Okay, so Raven
Yeah,
Shadow,
we can't.
I'm humoring you, and I just typed. I did a Google search. You know what that is, Raven Shadow? Have you heard of this?
You talk about it all the fucking
I
time.
know, because I tell you to do it. So I typed it in, and just to see, I typed in Orange Cassidy, Ryan Gosling. So it looks like somebody did an article that says, like Ryan Gosling's character from Drive dropped unexpectedly into an episode of Looney Tunes, Orange Cassidy is at the vanguard of postmodern pro wrestling. That's the only thing I can find. And then Orange Cassidy tweeted it and said, here's an article about something. I'm running out my Cricket wireless data, so I can't read it, but you probably can.
But that wasn't that he is doing the character. The character is Ryan Gosling. Is that the Orange Cassidy character is like the character from Drive.
Yeah, unexpectedly dropped into an
Unexpected.
episode of Looney Tunes.
I think it was pretty fucking expectedly on fucking Orange.
I don't know, man.
Gosling's fucking point of view.
I'm kind of on the fence about this. More on your side though, Aries, than
No,
on yours.
I
but
did actually.
I can almost see your side of it.
I did find one more article. Hold on one sec. Let me see. So
Just the fact.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
Okay.
Was like this is fucking like
Wait a minute.
let me like
so
of all the things.
So the headline is, this is from a couple 2 months ago, basically. The best thing in wrestling right now is a hilarious troll who looks like Ryan Gosling.
But it's a picture of the Undertaker.
I don't think he looks like him.
Come on, dude.
As
Although-
much as any other skinny blonde guy looks
Yeah,
like him.
yeah.
Well, I mean, what can I tell you? All I know is they put the dude on TV and he's wearing the white jean jacket. I like him.
I can almost see your side of it, but I'm not there. I'm still on the side of the fact.
It's just he just fits into that mold. That's it.
Well, not for nothing. He fits into a mold. He
Yeah,
looks
well, just
a
like
dude.
any other fucking asshole that's big with a beard, say it looks like me. It's
Yeah,
just,
like-
I mean,
it's
like-
a fucking mold.
like
Rick Rubin stunt double.
like the guy we saw at Rocket Shock.
Which guy was that?
There's a guy there that
Yeah, swing a cat. Yeah, I mean, this is. I get the fucking look nowadays, and I fucking hate it.
Oh, I mean, like second somebody.
Yeah, and I'm sitting here fucking sitting next to Keanu, so
Well, yeah,
shut the fuck up.
No, I'm saying I like your Keanu Reeves cosplay. No, it's just a suit. So I'm saying
Yeah,
from
so
aesthetic.
Are you trying to be Keanu?
I was Keanu.
Are you
Keanu
trying to
was-
be a Keanu?
I'm not trying to be a Keanu.
Then shut
Yeah.
the fuck up.
No,
I got to
You-
agree because you try to be Keanu. You have a
I
thing.
don't try.
You have a thing about trying to look like skinny guys with beards and long hair. That's
No,
your
no.
thing.
I don't think
why
he's
do you
trying.
why do you think he likes X-Pac so much? Because it looks like him, for Christ's sake.
It's not.
Why do you think he likes Jim Van Beber so much? Because he looks like him, for Christ's sake.
I don't know who that is.
Director from Deadbeat at
Nobody
Dawn,
does.
assholes.
You know, it's one thing about gravitating to what your look is, but like,
Look at this.
yeah.
Look at this.
Yeah,
Look at
but
that.
I was-
Look, don't. Put your hands down. Look at that. Now put your hands.
He held up an X-Pac figure, just for the people who don't.
X-Pac in a suit figure, by the way, is trying to be fucking me. But no, I'm not trying to be anybody. I'm trying to be myself. But there's some certain similarities. Both me and Keanu, we have a little almond-shaped head. We got some fucking similar eyes. We look tired all the
Well, we
fucking
wouldn't
time.
know behind those fucking glasses.
Yeah.
We wear sunglasses. But yeah, no. I mean, like, there's
And-
certain similarities.
All right,
Anus torn.
I got it. I got to the bottom of this. Okay.
All right.
John.
So supposedly, Orange Cassidy is based on a specific scene in Wet Hot American Summer. It's based on the scene where Andy, who's played by Paul Rudd, doesn't want to clean up after breakfast.
Are you
Oh.
fucking kidding me?
Real.
That's where he got.
Which is a great scene.
I am amazed at that.
Well, he does. He is wearing the Canadian tuxedo, which
I am blown over with that. That is amazing. You know what? Now I love Orange Cassidy even more.
it's based on a scene from a movie.
Yeah. From Wet Hot American Summer of all movies, for
Yeah.
Christ's sake.
Yeah.
Awesome
That's pretty
choice.
great.
That is great. Hell of a lot better than Ryan Gosling and Drive, I'll tell you that.
But he's Paul Rudd via fucking Gosling.
No,
Really?
no, he's Paul
no,
Rudd.
via
He's Paul
Gosling.
Rudd.
I'm sorry, he just disputed you, and you're still just fucking clinging to that.
No, he clicked on a fucking article. I'm telling you though, but once
Step into my office.
I don't want to.
Step into my office.
No.
Because you're fucking fired.
That's why I'm not going in.
All right. In the scene, I'm watching the scene right now. Paul Rudd just put on the fucking glasses. He's wearing the dungaree jacket.
Yep.
It's totally it.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
brilliant.
Totally.
I know that's.
And if you ever ask kids to like pick up after themselves, it's very similar. Or like
He should have
a.
he should have a valet that looks like Janine Garofalo now.
Did you see the Netflix thing when they?
Oh
remade
yeah,
it?
oh
Was it
yeah.
good? I gotta
I
check that out.
binged that.
I think,
I
yeah.
binged the hell out of it. Both shows.
Emsy was
Yeah.
on that
Oh,
right
they're
away.
awesome. Yeah, it was funny too.
Evil Corny says Raven Shadow thinks he's Reeves' version of John Constantine.
Listen. Listen, it's been fucking 20-something years. The look's been the look. I was doing it before fucking Giant Damon. I had to look before fucking Jack Sparrow. And I had to look before fucking John Wick.
Did you have
Okay.
it before Jesus Christ?
I made it came first. Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. All right, we're going to wrap this shit up. We got 2 movies to talk about. And we're disputing whether or not Orange Cassidy is fucking basing his look off of Ryan Gosling.
You guys are fucking being outrageous just because you know fucking how.
We're not being outrageous. If
You are.
anything, he has a slight resemblance to him, and that's it. That's where it's where it starts and ends.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
It's very, very minor.
Minor.
I can almost see your point.
I could.
Almost,
I'm not
but not quite.
But I'm not there.
It's
But I'm not
absurd.
there. I'm not there.
Y'all are fucking in cahoots.
Yeah, we planned this. We're like, Raven Shadow is going to think that Orange Cassidy looks like Ryan Gosling. Let's disagree with him. We had that conversation, Raven
No.
Shadow.
This is what you do when I'm combing my fucking hair, okay? And I know it, and I think about that at times. And you
So
all
don't
get
comb your
together.
hair.
You're one thin wall away. You can hear everything we say in
Oh,
this room.
I'm fucking listening. Don't fucking tell me. But
Apparently
no,
you're not, because we're conspiring against you.
Because you can't listen and text at the same time. That's how you do it. You do a fucking workaround.
Excuse me. Me. Text, really?
All right, fair.
Could you map quest me something?
MapQuest.
Yeah, I'm too busy being on MySpace. Fuck yourself.
That's a whole other tangent we don't want to get into right now.
No.
for another
We
show.
want to wrap this shit up.
I saw a really different intro. I'm really surprised.
All right, so if you guys want to, as we mentioned a few minutes ago, Patreon, if you want to help support the show, like our boy Carlitos, you can go ahead to patreon.com/trickortreatradio. And for as little as $2, you can help keep the show going. If you want to be a big spender and you can spend $5 a month, you get all of the bonus Patreon exclusive audio content. So we'll be releasing some. We typically drop it right around the first of the month. And in January, looking forward to it, we're going to have basically the special edition, if you will, the extended cut, the director's commentary, the director's cut of the year-end show. And they're actually going to be, the way I make it sound, they're going to be the same show with extras. But no, it's just going to be its own show. So it'll just be like a kind of a bonus year-end episode where we'll be talking about some top 5 lists. Everyone, do you guys want to tease your top 5 list, or you want to keep it a surprise?
I'm keeping it a surprise.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Not that it's a big thing. I just don't want to do that.
No, I'm not telling.
In other words, he hasn't mind yet.
No.
Yeah.
I already got it set up.
MZ has his. Raven Shadow probably hasn't even thought of it.
Doesn't matter. Okay. Top 5 fucking bots or headmasters. I'm fascinated.
Nope. No,
Top-
it has nothing to do with transfer.
Top 5 excuses of why he didn't watch a movie.
Oh, me?
Yeah,
that'd be you.
Things go fucking wrong, Johnny.
Number
All the
5.
fucking time.
Top 5 movies.
1 through 5,
Top 5
things go
movies
wrong.
that I fell asleep to.
Life sucks sometimes.
Number
Okay.
4.
You
Don't
wanna
give it
keep
away
going?
for free.
Yeah,
Come
yeah,
on, hold
yeah.
some back.
So if you guys want to hear that and all the other exclusive
Yeah,
content, you can hear all the previous ones if you get in on that. Check out patreon.com/trickortreatradio. And also, I know a lot of you guys for the holidays got your Amazon gift cards. So just burning a hole in your pocket. You're waiting to spend it on something. Go ahead and use our link. You can go to trickortreatradio.com, scroll down, look for the Amazon logo, click it, brings you right to Amazon.com, inputs our affiliate link. Everything you purchase in that session will get attributed to us. We'll get a tiny little cut. It doesn't cost any extra for you, but Raven Shadow,
It's another way to help keep the lights on.
there you go. So help keep the lights on. Also, we have a store on trickortreatradio.com. You can click on it. We got some digital content, the greatest hits of Trick or Treat Radio, volumes 1 through 3. And also, you know what? If you don't have any money to give, you're completely tapped out from the holidays, and you haven't done so, just leave us a 5-star review. You go ahead and do that wherever you listen to the show. But I know Apple Podcasts is the big one. So if you're on Apple Podcasts or if you have an iTunes account, you can go ahead and do it there. Just go ahead, click on, and leave a review. Let's see if we have any. I don't think we have any new ones, but let me just take a quick look. And nope, I don't think so. It's not showing me. There we go. All right. No new ones in the last week, but once again, if you guys want to, you can go do that. Click the 5 stars, and then just go ahead and leave a few words about what you dig about the show. Let people know what they might like about it. We'd appreciate that. And it's going to do it. Raven Shadow, you sit down to watch 2 movies for the last time of the year. The last time you watch 2 movies ever again, perhaps. What do you do to prepare for this sort of momentous occasion?
It's fucking hard, Johnny. You know what I mean? Because
It's
like,
hot?
as of this report, it's hard. It's fucking hard.
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 Fucking hard
It's fucking
Fucking hard.
hard. It's
No, and
hard.
I've been thinking about that, Johnny. And I've been thinking about that. And I've been listening to the show on the playback. And I think there are times when you just jump on me for saying things wrong, but I say them right. And you just doing it to be mean.
Wait,
No, just because accent sounds right to you doesn't mean you're saying it right.
yeah.
Corny.
What's another word for difficult, Raven Shadow?
Fucking challenging.
What's another one? A 4-letter word.
Hard.
Hard.
Hard. Fucking hard sometimes.
Nobody knows what hard is.
Hard.
What?
Say that. Hard.
Hard. Are you going to the mall today? That's what I wanted to ask you. So anyway, it's December 26th, day after Christmas.
And that's when you start watching the movies?
Yeah. The cram jam. Fucking trying. But no, I think what we're trying to say is that, listen, whatever deity you're down with, you know what I mean?
Whatever.
Big up.
Deity?
Deity.
Okay.
Yeah,
What?
I'm going to need a definition of that. Is it
What did you say? I
sentence?
said deity. Is it deity?
Deity.
No.
Not deity. I don't know what the fuck
What,
that is.
what's the day of the week?
The deity. Oh, really? That's what. All right. Whatever deity. What is it? Deity? Deity.
Deity.
Just
Deity.
go.
Deity. Deity.
Deity. Transway 65000.
All right. So whatever you fucking believe in, whatever the fuck. You know what I mean? Like Hanukkah,
Hanukkah.
Christmas. Yule, Zool. Big ups yourself, because you know what? There's one more left. It's my friggin' birthday. So come, all ye faithful. I'm a strap on.
The following message is a paid advertisement for the Cult of Muscle podcast. The Cult of Muscle. You're either in it or you're dead.
It's the dawning of a new age. The halls of Valhalla have been shuttered. The heroes of yore have either retreated to the shadows or taken to capering for the amusement of the small folk. Their past glories a distant memory. The barbells have been torn from their once puma-strong grips. The beards shorn from their square jaws, only to be transplanted onto flannel-clad, puny weaklings with fingers barely powerful enough to strum a ukulele. The time has come, my brothers, to restore order from the chaos. No longer will our heroes be forgotten. No longer will their great deeds be viewed through a foggy lens of irony. Hear now our rallying cry as we scream it from the mountaintops, as we bellow it from iTunes and Libsyn and Facebook. It's time to join the cult, my brothers. So don your cloaks and enter the Cult of Muscle.
I'm Mike Allred. For the gidgiest listening experience, you gotta check out Trick or Treat Radio.
Oh, delicious nerds. Ms. M knows you like to chat it up with other sexy shut-ins about comics, movies, video games, and your favorite TV shows. If that sounds like you, cuddle up to the Trick or Treat Radio Facebook group, or the FIB. That stands for Fan Interaction Board. Just go to Facebook and search for Trick or Treat Radio and have more fun than a Jedi at a lightsaber sale. Not enough? Watch us on YouTube, The Deadites TV, all one word. Last but not least, check out the world's most dangerous talk radio show, Trick or Treat Radio, at trickortreatradio.com.
You're my new best friend.
We have returned on Trick or Treat Radio. All right, so first up, we're going to talk about The Lighthouse. This film is rated R. It got a theatrical release on November 1st, 2019. It is 1 hour, 49 minutes. It is a drama fantasy horror film. It is directed by Robert Eggers. It is written by Max and Robert Eggers. And it stars Willem Dafoe, Robert Pattinson, and Valeria Karaman. So there's a couple other people here and there, but that's pretty much the cast. There's a couple of bit characters, but this is a very small cast in this one here. And the synopsis: two lighthouse keepers try to maintain their sanity while living on a remote and mysterious New England island in the 1890s. Now, I got a chance to catch this one in the theaters, I'd say about a month ago. Maybe a little bit more, actually. It was probably about 6 weeks ago. I saw it right about the time that it came out. And so I was very excited to see it in the theater. And I think I talked about it a little bit, but I won't rehash that until we get back into the film here. But MZ, I know you are a big fan of The Witch. So coming in, where was your anticipation level at this film?
Well, I like to keep my anticipation level with all the films that we review, on a rather, the same level. This one I felt a little differently about because it is Robert Eggers' sophomore effort. So it'll be interesting to see whether he attains the same level of craftsmanship in like he did in The Witch, or does he drop off a bit? You never know about that sophomore slump that some people hit. So this has been a very, but because it is Eggers, I kind of kept myself at a rather high expectation on this because The Witch was such a magnificent movie. I mean,
yeah.
And so but I like I said, I want to keep myself on that same level with all the films that we review. So. But I've been anticipating this movie for a long time, and I can't wait to talk about it. I'm interested to see what people think of it.
Yeah, me too. I actually, so since I did see it already, I didn't really take many notes while I did a rewatch, but I did do some research because I think that this film is there's a lot of interesting things that went into filming it. And sort of some of the stories behind it. So
there's a lot more than what.
Yeah, so I hope to be able to convey some of those. I figured I'd take advantage of that while I was had some time. So yeah, I'm curious, and Aries, and Anyways, I don't know if you watched The Witch with us. We did it for the show. I think might have been before your return. But
Yeah, I did.
Okay. And Raven Shadow, do you remember The Witch?
I don't think I saw The Witch. That was Black Phillip.
Black Phillip, the goat. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I didn't see that because you guys did that in theaters.
Yeah, Wolfie and I, we went to a screening of it in 2016, I think it was. And we didn't do a proper review of it for the show, but we did discuss it a little bit. It wasn't like a full-blown review for the show, but yeah, we did a small discussion about the film and a lot of talking about it on the way back home too, by the way. So, but yeah, we loved it, and I got it in my it's in my library. So
you have a library?
Yeah.
They made a book out of that.
We just got another Patreon supporter just now.
Oh, really?
Wayne Buzz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wayne.
jeez.
Oh, that Wayne? Thank you, Wayne.
Thanks, Wayne.
Party on, Wayne.
Thank you.
Do you guys know Wayne? I don't know Wayne.
I know Wayne.
Okay, cool. Well, thank you, Wayne.
Thanks, Wayne.
Appreciate it, buddy.
Thanks, man.
Purple Wayne.
I'll be talking to you later about this.
Wow, sounds like a story there. Anything you care to tell, MZ?
Yeah, no. It's just the guy I work with.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, we appreciate it, Wayne.
And he listens to the show at work. And
does he watch Battle Royale on break?
He might. I don't know. I don't make a common knowledge about what movies I watch when I'm
sure you're fucking
breaks.
very like flamboyant. It's like out of the way.
That's
out of the way. I have to watch Battle Royale.
That's pretty meta. Of like
for review. No.
Your break is at 3:10.
Oh, I think Wayne might be watching live in the chat room because someone named Canalicker. Is that what?
Conalicker?
I think it's Can I Liquor.
Oh,
Raven Shot. I was trying to, but Canalicker says LOL.
Can I liquor? Yeah, probably you can if you ask.
Are you supposed
you
to
can
say
ask nicely,
You're supposed to say it fast, Raven Shadow. It's Canalicker.
It looks like Can I Liquor, but
It's there's no spaces.
Johnny,
Say it fast.
It's hashtag Can I Liquor.
it's not Can I Liquor.
It's one word.
It's Luke Can I Liquor. I'm so that like Luke Skywalker, like it's Can I?
No. It's one word.
Canalicker.
There's no spaces or underscores or anything, Raven Shadow.
But what does that mean?
It's all one word.
It's all one word. Say it fast.
I feel I'm saying
you can do
Can
it.
I Liquor?
There you go.
There you go.
Canal Liquor. I mean, I don't know. Like
Anal bum cover for 500.
yeah. It's from fucking The Saint, the Val Kilmer flick.
All right. Enough of this shit.
All right.
Jesus
MZ's
Christ.
excited to talk about this movie. So let's jump into this one.
Yeah.
So this was obviously highly anticipated because once again, Robert Eggers did The Witch, and it's been a few years because The Witch came out in 2015, was it? Yeah, 2015.
Yeah.
So
Really?
it's been 4 years since he's put anything out, and there was a lot of rumors that he was going to direct Nosferatu. I don't know if that was scrapped or just put on the back burner, but it turns out that The Lighthouse was sort of had been an idea that he was trying to make The Witch but couldn't get funding. So once that sort of was falling through, he and his brother started working on ideas for The Lighthouse. But then he ended up getting the funding for The Witch, and the rest is history. He became a big hit, and so now he's the sort of director that he can kind of do what he wants to already after one film. Supposedly, one of the things I read is that Defoe and Pattinson each reached out to him. It was like, we want to work with you. And he's like, all right, I got the perfect thing for you guys, in doing the Lighthouse. So, so that's a pretty cool place to be when actors are reaching out to you saying, I want to be in your films, So he certainly had a big impact with The Witch, and this is an interesting follow-up because you'd think that maybe a director would want to go a little bit more mainstream to get a bigger hit on their hands or something like that, especially when you got the ability to get some pull, to get some bigger actors on board. But nope, he he went with a very odd story. And what was it the right decision? Well, I mean, we'll certainly get to that point. But yeah, this is there's a lot of interesting things about this. So I could run through them, but let's start getting some initial opinions. And MZ, I'm especially curious because once again, we saw The Witch together. You're a big fan of that film. So what was your initial thoughts of The Lighthouse?
Oh boy, there's a lot to unload here.
Slow it down.
Well, first of all, I the more I see Eggers' work, the more I really appreciate living in New England, because now both his films have been New England based, and it really shows like how terrifying this area of the world is. So, is
he from here?
I don't think so. I don't know. That's a good question.
I'll look
yeah, let's see.
Yeah, continue to talk.
Yeah,
Someone else is looking.
I'll look it up.
Thank you.
Well,
Okay,
because
thank
he
you.
didn't like. I didn't really quite. Definitely, I mean, like Patterson definitely had a Boston accent.
Yeah, he's from Lee, New Hampshire.
Oh, okay. All right. So he's a local boy.
Yep.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, after seeing The Witch, I mean, it's just gorgeous. It's beautifully photographed. The colors are muted to give that old-timey look to it. And there's only one more way you can make an old-timey setting feel even older than that, and that's to go black and white. And the black and white here is expertly done, almost horrifyingly done.
So I do have a note about that. So let me just go ahead and tell you about this here. So apparently from the beginning, when he had initially started scripting this film, he knew that it had to be shot in black and white, like because it takes place in the 1890s. He wanted to feel authentic to the time. And so he even photographed this on black and white 35 millimeter film.
Yeah.
And he used an aspect ratio of 1:19:1, and he did the audio mix in mono. So this is almost as. Go ahead,
it's
MZ.
Brilliant.
Yeah,
that's brilliant.
This is almost as close as you can get to a film, in the like at the dawn of filmmaking.
Exactly. Not to mention the fact that it also helps with the claustrophobic feel. I mean, you don't have no 235:1 widescreen panorama scope or anything like that.
Right.
Yeah.
This is what 119:1,
which is very odd.
Which is small. Yeah, which is smaller than 133:1, which is average.
That's average
TV size.
Flat. Yeah, flat.
Yeah, before the flat screens came out, TV shows, movies, they were done in 133:1 scope. This is 119:1, and that's even smaller than that. So, because of that, Eggers decided to go with that because it helps the claustrophobic subject matter in the movie. The smaller the screen, the more claustrophobic it is, and with the subject matter involved, it makes it even much more claustrophobic than that.
Yeah, you actually.
So I think it's a brilliant move.
Yeah, that was going to be one of my next notes. Is they purposely chose this aspect ratio, and it was used in the early sound years of film by like Fritz Lang and G.W. Pabst, and they chose this format because the spaces in the movie are meant to feel confined. And he says it's more of a close-up movie than The Witch. The idea of widescreen only came about in the 1950s. We wanted to take people further back than that. So it's all about keeping it, as genuine as possible with what they had available, what they would have had available in the 20s or 30s, I guess. Now, granted, they use some more, some newer equipment, but they tried to mimic it as close as they can. Now, this is real like camera nerd shit, but so it was shot on XX 5222 film, and they also used a Panavision Millennium XL2 camera with vintage lenses that came from like 1918 and some that were from like 1938. So all the lenses they used were legit before 1940. And also to enhance the image and make it resemble like an early sort of photography, they used a custom filter made by Schneider Filters, which emulated the look of like a orthochromatic film from the late 19th century. So they went all in.
Yeah, that's really crazy. And you just think of the insurance cost of making sure that stuff goes back in the right way. I mean, the insurance had to have been astronomical just to use this equipment.
Well, the other thing too that's crazy is most of this film was filmed under natural weather conditions. So a lot of this was filmed outside in freezing temperatures, cold Atlantic water, intense winds. They had snow and rain on set, on the set that they built in Halifax, Nova Scotia. So all the weather you see was real.
Really?
So from what I understand, all the weather that you saw was very real, and so it was fucking freezing too. So these, the actors had to tough it out. Apparently, from what I understand, Robert Pattinson stayed in a hotel, but not Willem Dafoe. He stayed in like a house on the island.
He wouldn't.
Yeah.
That's so Willem Dafoe of him.
So what they do when fucking like watching the fucking Weather Channel, they'll be like, all right, we're filming the boat scene today.
Yeah, what is the weather up there just sucks to begin with.
Yeah.
But they did have weather machinery. They just utilized it very sparingly.
Yeah.
Like 10% of the time.
Yep.
Like most of the time, the natural weather was perfect for what they needed.
And the other thing about the set is that every building that appeared on screen was made for the film. So this is all made for the film. The Lighthouse was actually 2 sets. They had, for exterior shots, it was a full-scale 70-foot lighthouse tower that had to be able to withstand 120-kilometer winds. And the skeleton for the lighthouse, I guess, was covered with plywood, then wrapped in a thin sheet that resembled brick, and got torn down. And like they tore it down after filming because I guess it wasn't up to code. I guess people wanted it to stay, but it was just made for the movie, so it probably wouldn't have lasted. And a few of the interiors were filmed on location as well, but the majority were built inside sound stages and warehouses because the big thing was that it was too cramped to maneuver the cameras inside the lighthouse. So a lot of that stuff that was inside the lighthouse was filmed on the set. But everything you see outside of the buildings is completely, built for this film, on location. So a lot of care went into this. Already, right off the bat, we're there. So, and I really wish we could do a spoiler discussion about this. I don't know that we want to go there because it's still fairly new, but there is some stuff that's interesting that I would like to talk about. But I don't know if it's wise. But let's kind of get into the nitty gritty of the film here, and then we'll sort of see where it goes. But this is a slow burn. Like there's no doubt about that. This is a slow, creepy movie. And the other thing I loved about this was, and I'm sure MZ was keyed in on this, was the sound design and the score. The sound design of that foghorn was so fucking like well done. And, and it was like very present in the film. It was almost a character in the film, So
that was something that when we were watching it, when I was watching it with Marion, and she's like, "What's that fucking sound?" Like it's there, and it definitely stood out.
Oh yeah, they gave a lot of research into making that as period accurate as they could.
Yeah.
Well, Eggers is a very research-heavy director.
Yeah, no kidding.
As we just after 2 films, we've come to realize this guy does not rest. He goes through books and books and books of just and volumes and volumes of stuff that he tries to jam into his movie, and somehow he's able to make it work.
Right.
You know, it's incredible what this guy's able to do.
Yeah, and this one too obviously needed a lot of research, because the way that Willem Dafoe spoke in this was so fucking amazing. Like,
At first, I didn't even know it was him. I had to look at him first because I know him better by sight than I do by his voice.
Yeah.
So I had to like really look at him because he's got that big ass Aries beard going on, and so I'm like trying to make. I'm like, yeah, okay, yeah, that's definitely Dafoe. But man, the voice that he's putting on is
there were
high caliber.
There were times where it like he was just buried. You could not tell that was him.
No.
But then there were other times it was just like, okay, yeah, Willem Dafoe. Like there was just the way he's like, not necessarily the accent, because he was spot on with his seafaring accent, but just his tone. And there's certain William Dafoe is a very you can pick him out of a fucking out of anything. His eyes and his grin.
Yeah.
You can't hide that no matter what you do.
Yeah.
And I think as the film progressed, he got more Dafoe.
yeah.
Like as it goes to the end.
It came out more.
Right. You know what I'm saying though? Like it was more like when he was like when there was a certain night of a certain conversation. He had maybe more close-ups, but yeah, right. It wasn't until like the probably second or third half of the film where you had that more Dafoe mannerisms and sounds. I thought anyway.
Yeah, and I just the way he embodied that sort of like sailor, sort of like seafaring captain,
old man of the sea.
Yeah.
Going fishing and Kenobi.
Yeah, what?
Really?
Ben Kenobi
And the Gorton's fisherman.
Gorton's fisherman.
Yeah, the guy in the fucking
Yeah,
box.
no, I know what you mean.
I get behind Gorton's fisherman.
Yeah.
But Ben Kenobi?
Look at the
He
fucking
lives in a
beard.
fucking desert.
He had a beard.
And he didn't
Yeah,
talk
that's
like
your-
that.
So did George Carlin. He had a beard too, but that doesn't mean he was a fisher.
Wh-
He would have played a good fisherman.
Did he look
I
like
think
Ryan Gosling?
You guys are fucking out of your fucking minds.
No,
Oh,
we're
yeah,
actually
okay.
in our minds.
Yeah.
No.
And I'm afraid to even get in your mind.
No, you don't fucking
No,
want
you
it.
don't want. Yeah, you don't want to be in there. You never get
Yeah,
out.
sleep over, see what happens.
It's just too smoky. It's the thing.
Where's the synapse? I can't find it.
So, in the story is very loosely based on a real life story from 1801. And the book was called The Smalls Lighthouse Tragedy. Eggers, I guess, apparently also pulled inspiration from Herman Melville, Robert Louis Stevenson, and, of course, supernaturally tinged weird tales of Lovecraft. So this is sort of like an amalgamation of a lot of those things, This reminded me, in no way are the films any way alike, other than the fact that it was two guys on a lighthouse with like a cold skin. Was the other one that we did? Yeah.
That was where I was we were watching it. You're right. They're not the same film at all. But
it's so funny how you can say on paper they might look like a similar film, right? But in execution, they are couldn't be any more different, So
but I mean, how many films? That was not black and white, but it was very recessed colors, right? Am I right in that?
it was
remembering?
muted, and it definitely had a look, a unique look to it. But it was kind of muted but definitely not black and white. But so it's we basically, the basic premise is we have these two, I don't know exactly, I forget what their names, but what their title was. But one was Willem Dafoe's character had been doing this for a while, and Pattinson, this is like his first, his basically his first trip to do this. So we have Pattinson is Winslow, and Dafoe is Wake, Thomas Wake.
And it was a job. It was a full week period, right? Originally, it was a full week.
Yeah, it was a 4-week period where Ephraim decided to work with Wake at the Lighthouse after
the previous houseboy.
You get the previous houseboy.
No, houseboy, but like the
assistant. Yeah,
but it was like what do you call it?
Yeah, and he was there for, and they say that he was there for 7 months.
Yeah, he had a hard time.
Put it lightly.
Yeah.
Something happened where there was an open position.
There was an open position.
Well, Pattinson's character, he used to be a logger. And he just
was trying something new.
And
jack of all trades. He would just have jobs.
Yeah, and he just decided he got sick of logging, so he decided to go and work with Wake for a while.
Yeah.
But I love the interaction between the two, and it's so funny because, Defoe, his character Wake, he knows the drill, he knows what's going on, and Pattinson's character Winslow doesn't. So it's that funny thing, like especially when he drinks the coffee for the first time, when Winslow does, and he like spits it out, and then Defoe's like, he's like laughing at him, like like some of the interaction between them is phenomenal.
Yeah, they're great, like Defoe busting your balls kind of way. Like, I mean, Defoe fucking kills anything he fucking does, right?
Well, the thing is, you got these two who are basically running about 99.8% of this movie, okay? And where you have we're going to go back to the claustrophobia here for a moment, where not only, these are two actors. I'm sure they respect each other, and I'm sure they like each other, and I'm sure they enjoyed working with each other. But I'm sure there were also times where it got very, very tense with each other because Defoe is a very intense actor, and I would imagine whatever the shooting time on this film was, I'm sure there's some sort of
I think it was 35 days.
35 days. Okay, so 4 weeks. Which is pretty 4.5 weeks, which is pretty much the same amount of time that these two were supposed to stay there. The two characters
originally,
were to stay at the Lighthouse, and so I'm sure that kind of correlated with the two characters. These two actors working with each other and only with each other, and it kind of correlates with the two characters working with each other.
Actually, they kind of stayed away from each other during the shoot.
Really? Did they? That's probably smart.
They, as it was stated, Defoe kind of stayed on site in a lodge, and Patterson stayed in a hotel with the crew.
Oh, yeah.
When it vice versa, when they came on set, Patterson kind of stayed to himself, and Defoe hung around with the crew. So they
probably better.
And they only limited themselves to the on-screen interaction. So they kind of interacted with each other in character most of the time. Okay. After the fact, they did become friends.
All right. Well, that would make sense. That would make sense. Probably better result too.
Well, another interesting thing about that too is apparently like they definitely were like oil and water in terms of their methods, which I think worked well for this because I guess Eggers wanted to rehearse for like a week prior to filming, and Defoe was all about that because he's like a stage actor. He's done stage, so he's all about it. But Pattinson apparently did not want to rehearse because he likes having that initial reaction. He wants it to feel fresh, and if you rehearse it too much, you know what you're gonna do. He wants that genuine reaction, So it is kind of interesting. And Eggers said it actually made for a really good shoot because the characters are so diametrically opposed that it just so happened that the actors also sort of were in the way that they wanted to present their craft, I guess you could say. So in a sense, it ended up working out pretty good because these characters it's all about them and how they're clashing and so I think it seemed like it ended up working out pretty well.
Yeah, and they go through every emotion imaginable between these two.
Yeah,
and there's times where it gets really, really, really sketchy. In a horrifying way, in a humorous way,
right?
In a lonely way, I guess you could say. Not really sure. That's right.
No, Pattinson got pretty lonely in that one scene.
Yeah.
It was a
Well,
close.
he was able to take care of that. I know how to take care of that myself.
Oh Jesus!
Oh Jesus! Yeah, I was like, holy, is that what is he doing? It's
So anyway, the Foe's character of Wake, he's basically saying, look, you do what I tell you to do. There's this really awesome scene where Winslow is cleaning up, I guess I think it was his office.
Yeah.
And Wake sees like this stain or this pile or whatever it is. I can't remember what it was on the floor, and he's like, you clean this shit up now,
Right.
Basically telling him, look, I cleaned it up twice already.
Oh yeah.
You clean it up now. If I tell you to disassemble this lighthouse, piece by piece, and then assemble it back together, you're gonna fucking do it. So there's this really awesome tension that's going on between these two characters in this one scene that I thought, I thought it was the best scene in the whole movie.
Yeah.
I just thought it was great because it showed before things start getting really, really, really crazy. This is pretty much like the apex of how bad things can get between an actual employee and actual boss. Not coming to blows or anything like that, but
it's not actually supposed to be an employer and an employee. Pattinson was hired on with the assumption he was going to learn how to do this, and the duties were going to be split evenly.
Mm-hmm.
But Defoe's character was like, no, I've been doing this for X amount of years.
Yeah.
This is how I do it. This is how you're going to do it. I'm going to man the light during the hours that need to be. You're going to do all the shit details that I tell you to do.
Yep.
Well,
so there's definitely some standout scenes in this, and I mean it's just the two of them for, like you said, 99.8% of the movie. It's the two of them, and there's some sort of mundane stuff we see. We see Pattinson, like putting lime and then in the outhouse, or like things like that, like just doing daily chores, and but then at night we get to see sort of a slightly different side of them, and Pattinson sort of warms up a little bit to Defoe's character of Wake especially as he starts drinking and sort of like letting each other know more. But I mean, there's something that's interesting about just two people stuck together for, this was supposed to be 4 weeks, and what sort of madness ensues, like, especially if it's someone you don't know. I mean, these two didn't really know each other, so that's a kind of a weird thing, is just to be stuck with someone for a month straight, and the only time you don't see them is like when you're taking a shit or whatever,
Right. Well, think about going on vacation with your family for like a weekend.
Yeah.
And from Friday by Sunday, there's been some like fucking stress and drama. Let alone the plan was 4 weeks. Things go askew. You're staying longer in a fucking lighthouse in storms, and there's a weird dynamic.
Well, and you definitely get that ramped up because you had the end point. There was that 4 weeks, so it was just no matter what happened. It's okay. There's 3 weeks left. Okay, there's 2 weeks left. Okay, tomorrow we're leaving tomorrow. I can get through this tomorrow. But when that didn't happen, when the boat didn't show up, and all of a sudden there's no end date. So now it becomes real, because it's like this could end tomorrow. This could end never. This could be my existence forever. And that's their mindset. And you definitely see that what was slowly building fucking just went to 11 right away.
Yeah.
It ain't fucking 2019. It's fucking 19, whatever the fuck. You know what I mean? Like it's a whole, or 18.
1890, yeah.
Yeah, so man, a whole different fucking world too. Ain't no one coming for you unless they're coming for you. You know what I mean? Like,
well, the character of Wake warned Winslow of not how did he put it? Not attacking the seabirds.
Oh yeah,
And there,
yeah.
And it was this one in particular seabird, a one-eyed seabird, a gull, that just kept on harassing Ephraim, just kept on harassing Winslow, just kept on getting on his case.
To be fair, that bird was a fucking dick.
Have you met a gull before?
Well, I mean, that's why
Gulls are dicks.
That's why they're called foul, right? Like birds suck, right?
Gulls are dicks. That's just their nature, And then it got to the point where Winslow said, I've had enough of this, because there's this gull and he's pecking at him after he fell from the lighthouse in one scene, and just takes and just does something to a bird that I've never seen before.
No gulls were harmed in the filming of this movie.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that was brutal.
And to be fair, the falling down scene was a fucking dick move too. But yeah,
that was good though.
It was good.
But also when it comes to their personality, it isn't until later on in the film, and not to give away any spoilers, but you realize just how reprehensible these two people are, and there's really no one to root for here.
The goal.
I was rooting for Bird.
Holy shit! And he fucking just kept fucking going. Like it was just like,
there's really,
oh my God,
there's really no one to root for here. I mean, so really, we're stuck with these two reprehensible characters.
But you're not. I mean, listen, make your paper however you fucking do it, but it takes a certain individual to fucking be on a fucking lighthouse for fucking months at a fucking time to go off the normal trail, right? Like it takes somebody to be. I mean, Aries probably could do it, but to separate yourself from the world and to take a job, that's what you're doing. Like you have to get away. Like you're not.
Yeah, but you're not going to.
But you're not probably functioning in regular society if you want to get away like that.
Well, I mean, that's the problem is that, I mean, you say there's no one to root for. I mean, it's the characters are trying to live in their world, and I forget the character. The Foe's character, he is set in his ways,
right,
and he doesn't want to alter that.
Old timer.
Yeah. But the problem is you have this new kid coming in where he wants to learn the ways, but the old timer doesn't want to teach him the ways. Where you can root for that the kid, the Patterson.
Winslow.
Patterson.
Winslow. I fucking know these people's names. You can root for him, but he just gets shit on every turn. Where it's
I think he was the face.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to look good when you just shit on the entire time.
I mean, he looked good, but
no, you know what? For a pretty boy, he looked like fucking shit.
But I'm talking about as the film progresses, and goes on.
He is the product of his environment.
To that degree, to that point, he's basically the guy that you want to root for, because I mean, Wake is such an asshole, He's such a dick to him and to people in general. When you hear him talking about the people that he used to work with and things of that matter, the Winslow character is easily rootable
until
when you see Wake. Until we start learning more about Winslow and realize he's just as much of a bastard as Wake is.
I think until the Charles Durning point when he does what he shouldn't do, what he was told not to fucking do.
But you know what? I mean, it's bad. That's not a rootable scene. Like you don't cheer at that scene, but you kind of understand.
Yes.
It's you're not like, but it's just like, okay, you fucking snapped. You know what? You need to take a step back, take a breath. Like, it's
right.
It's understandable. You know where that character's from. It kind of, if you think about it, you can put yourself in that situation because you're on this island with this fucking old motherfucker who's just out to get you.
Yeah. Right.
He's taking his aggression out wherever he can.
It was wrong, but you understand. Yeah, it kind of like he was a little provoked. He was provoked a little bit, but yeah.
And also, go ahead, Wolfie.
I was just gonna say that whenever Robert Eggers was asked to describe this film with press, he almost every single time he basically says nothing good can happen when two men are trapped alone in a giant phallus.
That's fair.
I like
true.
that.
Yeah.
That should be on the poster.
Yeah.
Well, supposedly there was a shot that was in the original screening of this film that it's sort of a like sophomoric sort of cut where they cut from the Lighthouse to Pattinson's Ding Dong.
Ding dong. Ding dong. Ding dong, yo.
Well, like
Really?
like in the wind, like just like
No, I think it was that scene. My guess is that it was that other scene, the masturbation scene.
Yeah, that probably would have got it.
There were several masturbation scenes.
a little on the nose,
Yeah,
on the tip.
Like
a little on the tip.
like this, like there's a scene
Like on the foreskin, maybe.
Yeah. In fact,
Like-
wow, fucking yeah.
like the character of Wake refuses to allow Winslow inside the top of the lighthouse itself. He has the keys. Only he's allowed to go in there, and you see him, Wake, I mean, looking at the light. You don't see the light, but you see him looking at the light, and he's got this almost euphoric look on his face. You know, because I like to know what the hell it is that's inside that light that he sees. You know,
So
It's the same thing with the
a point-
briefcase. Pulp Fiction.
Yeah, a point about that real quick is apparently in the script it never said. It just told them how to react.
Yeah, it's just like Pulp Fiction. You brought that up because I was about to bring up the same thing. Definitely, it's a Pulp Fiction reference.
I mean, even before that, Repo Man or.
Thank you.
I mean, it's the glowing whatever has been used a lot in cinema.
And
Is that what I think?
My mind always goes to Pulp Fiction with that, though.
Without giving too much away, that's where we start to get into a little bit of the Greek mythology going on.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
So I got some Greek shit there.
I got some Greek shit.
Greek shit.
I was really good at that when we did fucking mythology in the school.
Yeah.
Oh,
I caught. Yeah.
Lay some feta down on us, bitch.
Fucking Morgan Le Fay, the fucking Kronos, and the fucking vomiting, and the fucking everyone ate their own kids, and it was fucking a lot of incest.
You shut up.
I think that's laying down some feta. That's that's a contender.
Lay the feta down.
But without saying too much more, the story of Prometheus.
Thank you.
Yep.
Yeah, that fucking guy with the fucking
guy.
fire.
Oh, for Christ's
And no,
sake.
I fucking thought Prometheus. Yeah.
You were like,
I
that
know
guy
him.
from the Justice League.
Actually, spoiler alert, I was thinking old school. I was thinking about DC's Hybrid. Okay. It was a Blue Beetle Teen Titans crossover from 1985.
Well, look at you.
Yeah. So, who's the goose now?
Someone's been checking his back issues.
Yeah, no, that's all I fucking remember. That's.
But no, they're right. You got Prometheus. He was the god of the sea, right? Or
No,
god
he gave
the old
he
man
the
of-
fire. No,
the fire. The
He
fire.
gave the fire to the motherfuckers. You're thinking about
To the motherfuckers.
yeah.
Pro-
I gave fire to motherfuckers.
So Wake
You're thinking of Poseidon.
supposedly represents Proteus.
Proteus.
So
Prometheus was the thief, was the trickster.
yes.
No, it's look.
No. It was Prometheus.
Gave the fire, and then he had the vultures. Fucking his penance was he had to fucking be tied to the fucking thing. Whereas
Proteus in Greek myth was a prophetic old man of the sea and shepherd of the sea's flock. He was subject to the sea god Poseidon, and his dwelling place was either the island. So I mean, Willem Dafoe is once again, it's not really giving anything away. It's kind of the archetypes that they play in the film, so it's not really giving much away. But yeah, he definitely is the Proteus, and Pattinson is the Prometheus.
There's one more Greek symbol that I'd like to throw in on this as well. That no. As the movie went on, especially during the ending, I saw this also being somewhat tied into Icarus as well.
Okay, I could see that. Yeah.
You think so? Yeah.
I don't know if that was, I don't know if that was intended, but now that you mention it, I mean, there's definitely a parallel there.
Yeah. I would definitely say Icarus as well. Got too close. Well, I don't want to say. I don't want to say. If I say it, I'll screw it up. I don't want to say it. But no, I almost did. But I didn't.
Well, people know what you fucking mean, you idiot.
Yeah. they know that last word you didn't say.
Yeah. Everyone knows who fucking Icarus was, what he did.
Did he get too close to the mall? What did he get too close to?
Don't go near the oven.
All right.
Don't go near it.
All right.
Don't go near the water.
You
You're going to fall in.
Come back.
You get salt water in your
Don't
eye.
have your water wings on.
Yeah, water wings.
Somebody watch it.
Oh,
Don't go.
shit.
Dicks.
All right. Wait, have you met us? Really?
Actually, I know you guys all too well.
Oh, shit.
Blank
All
or
right.
doodle do.
Blank. Oh, man. So, we sort of, there's a lot that happens in this movie, and it's a lot of interactions between the two characters, and, there's no point in sort of going through every single instance of what happens. It's more or less the dynamic between these two, and it was just really well done. Like I just thought the chemistry was on point. Like everything was really fucking good between these two, and this film obviously was carried by these two. Without, if one of the performances is uneven, this movie doesn't succeed.
Oh, totally. And once again, I think this is fair to say, Johnny. One of my kind of fetishes is.
Oh, here it comes.
It could thank you. It could be a fucking stage play. You know what I mean?
That's one of your fetishes.
It's a weird fucking thing, but I like movies that could be fucking stage plays.
Do you like
some reason that fucking?
How is that a fet? I'm not.
No,
Yeah, don't ask.
thing, but it just makes me smile when I see that it happens. I don't fucking know why.
It makes me smile.
I can see that how this could be done on stage.
You know,
because you're looking at limited characters and limited sets.
But yeah, and that just fucking calms me fucking down. I don't understand it.
But you know what? If you did this as a stage play, the front row would fucking drown.
Yeah, it'd be like Rocky Horror. It'd be like fucking like Bukkake the musical.
Jesus.
That's weird.
Yes,
That's
yes.
inappropriate.
I think you're done. We're gonna shut your mic off now.
But no, I think what we're trying to.
Oh, no, not we. No, not we. There is no we. This is all Raven Shadow. Speak. Go ahead.
But you're watching like this fucking movie, and you're like, it's the foe, and it's fucking Twilight, and what are they gonna fucking do together?
It's not
And you're along for the fucking ride.
Twilight.
You know what?
Come
Yeah, it's not Twilight. You know what?
I'm gonna go back to that later on.
But you
No,
know
no.
what? If anything, this actor has proved that he is not fucking Twilight.
Yes.
Yeah.
He is fucking beyond Twilight.
Yeah.
Yes.
That is he made a paycheck. He is fucking a millionaire. He can do whatever the fuck he wants now because he made his money in Twilight, and he can go and fucking be in a lighthouse and do it for free if he wants to.
Wait, I gotta ask. Aries, how do you feel about him being Batman?
You know what? I never had a problem with him being Batman because I will go back to the fucking world losing their mind and Michael Keaton being Batman.
Yes.
And he is one of them.
Yeah.
And thank you, Aries. That's what I was trying to speak for us.
You know what? You gotta get it out, or I'm gonna fucking steal your thunder. Because I only have a few fucking key points, and I will fucking jump all over anyone.
Which Greek god stole thunder? which god was that?
No, I liked the Patterson, and the dude looked fucking cut, dude. He was fucking doing lifting some weights during this fucking production. I like him. Dude was he was in the Potter. He was in the fucking Twilight. Fine.
Wait, the Potter? The Potter?
The Potter.
The Potter.
The Harry Potter movie.
Is that
Was he Potter trained?
Is that The Departed? Just said really oddly. The Potter.
Yeah.
Brian
Brian
De Palma. Jesus.
I like that he was in the fucking 9/11 movie, and then he was in the Good Time.
Good Time.
That we saw.
Love that movie.
Yeah, he was good in that.
Yeah, we saw that on my last birthday. Just saying.
Yeah.
Right.
And one thing real quick is the guys who directed Good Time, the Safdie brothers, also did that new Adam Sandler movie, Uncut Gems, which is getting rave reviews.
Is it the one that's blowing up when he's like fucking like
The only serious Adam Sandler movie out
Ever.
there.
Yeah.
No.
What?
Punch Drunk Love, dude.
That's not. I mean, that's.
It's fucking serious, man. I fucking love Punch Drunk Love.
Yeah, but there's comedic aspects of that movie.
Well, I mean, to me, that movie took the Adam Sandler like wackiness and made it sad.
Yeah. Well, he's not wacky in it, but he's still comedic in it.
Johnny.
Yeah.
What?
Why are you looking at the camera all the time?
I'm looking at fucking Johnny looking at me.
He's not looking
I'm
at
not
you.
looking at you.
He's busy producing.
Look at me, you vegan producer. Like, come on.
I'm not wrong. He's not going to.
You're not wrong, but it was his only serious picture.
It is.
All right. Well,
And he's not wacky
Are we really
in Punch Drunk
discussing
Love, but
this?
it's comedic.
we don't need
Is
to.
this
We don't need to
happening?
argue the point. The point I just
You
was
got
saying. I was just saying that Good Time was directed by the Safdie brothers, and they just did Uncut Gems, which is getting rave reviews, and people are talking about Adam Sandler for the fucking Oscar, which is crazy.
And then I made a comment. Aries lived in Absoluteville and said that he never did this. And I gave an example where he did it, and he said no.
Evil Corny says Sandler was in Reign Over Me also.
Thank you, Corny.
I'm not familiar with that one.
No, I'm not either.
It's Adam Sandler. Who gives a shit?
He was also in The Ridiculous Six, so.
And for the record, if he doesn't win the Oscar, he's going to make a bad movie. He said that.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, that's my boy too, or whatever the fuck.
Shit.
He's fine. But I like the Patterson, and he looked good.
Let's just go to the verdict.
Yeah, can we please?
Oh, I'm excited about
He
him being
looked
Batman. Who gives a fuck? He's not my first choice, but you know what? Good for him. I like to hang
Aries.
out with him.
Aries, he's Winslow. You want to be Wake or me?
Violate him?
No, there's no violating.
Whoa.
Got the beard already. You might as well be Wake.
Yeah, it ain't fucking raining now.
All right, let's head to the verdict on this, baby.
Trick or treat, baby.
I wonder if people would say you're a trick or a treat.
Trick or treat, motherfucker.
All right, verdict time. We're going to let you know whether this flick was a trick or a treat and any final thoughts we may have. Aries.
Hey! All right. Yeah, see, you fucking do this shit to me when I'm not ready. This movie,
See?
I mean, this.
I'll go back to doing it the other way.
Yeah, go back to the old way. Just let me bitch about the old way, but it works. No, this movie definitely I mean, it's a slow burn. You're not. This is not an action-packed, nonstop thriller. This is a slow burn. Sit down and just enjoy it. They used Jesus Christ. They used old film, old cameras, old everything to get this thing done. I was watching this and I'm looking at it. I'm like, wow, the lighting in this is amazing. They must have used natural lighting just to get all of this. And then looking into how they did the lighting because they used such old camera and equipment.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Natural work. They were essentially just flooding the actors with LED lights and blinding them in order to get this quote unquote natural lighting effect. And it looked amazing, but I felt sorry hearing that the crew is wearing sunglasses to film these guys. You know, I mean, they're probably getting tans while they're filming this movie in this little confined space. But it looks absolutely amazing. The acting on both these actors, amazing. You know, you expect nothing else from Dafoe, but Patterson or Peterson, whatever the fuck his name, Patterson.
Pattinson.
He's Patterson.
Twilight.
Yeah.
No, Pattinson.
Yeah. The sparkly motherfucker.
Yeah.
Fucking sparkling.
All right, Raven Shadow.
He stepped up. He showed that he is an actor. He can deliver. He is not just a Twilight. He can do it. This movie is. You need to sit down and enjoy this movie. Don't put your fucking phone down, throw it in the fucking oven, and just fucking watch this movie.
Put it on 50 degrees.
Pay attention to this movie. There's a lot going on. Enjoy this movie. I mean, it is visually, it is a great movie. The story wise, just fucking watch this movie. Treat.
All right, Raven Shadow.
Yo, you got two Titans. You got the Defoe. And the other one, no, it's not, man. No, I'm just taking a piss, man. No, I like Patterson. I mean, you kind of got to go into it, and it's long. It's a journey. I mean, I probably would not watch it.
Long.
But no, but I mean,
49.
I'm saying, oh fuck, Johnny, I'm fine.
Mr. Runtime.
I was, yeah. I mean, I'm not saying it's probably not the best movie to watch on Christmas Day after, getting full from eating and holiday cheer. This is a really good, like, snow day movie, or like you fucking fucked up. You're going to be inside for a while. Not like fucked up, but if you're like hurt, if you're like got a broken leg, watch this. You really understand the...
They'll put that on the box. If you got a broken leg, watch this.
Compliment. No.
My God.
No, it's shot beautifully.
Can
The tension's real.
whiskey, Aries, please?
I liked it, and I had some weird, crazy theories. Even like, oh man, what if fucking so and so's? I don't know. It's go along with the ride. It does culminate in, not good times. But I like this. I will check out The Witch, and I do like Patterson. So if you're on the fence about this dude, is he my first choice for The Dark Knight? No. Do I think he's going to kill it? Probably. I like the dude very much, and Defoe's fucking awesome. So, yeah, it's a cabin fever treat.
All right, MZ.
Yeah, this is definitely a slow burn film. It's definitely not Die Hard and a Lighthouse. Okay, that's
no, it's
for
not.
certain. That's for certain. Defoe's character of Wake is very realistic, almost too realistic for my taste. He gets scary real, and Pattinson does a great job as Ephraim as well. I think these two really hit it off in this movie. I think they did a great job in this. The writing is excellent. The photography is it belongs in the Museum of Modern Art, if you ask me. I think this is one of the best black and white shot films probably since The Elephant Man.
Oh.
Yeah, I'd go that far. The sound design, the sound editing is superb. I think the direction by Egger is he's a very deep director. He's very he likes to read. This is a guy who likes to read, and he's I don't know what it is, man, but he's getting close. If he keeps going at the rate he's going with his style, with his directing style and his choice of subject matter, he could become another Kubrick. He could be another Kubrick. And it's getting close. As far as his next film, if it is going to be Nosferatu, Man, I really hope it is. You guys know how I feel about that character.
Wait, a remake?
No, he's going back in time and doing it for the first time.
Who are you talking to? Please tell me you're talking to Raven Shadow about
Yes,
that.
He's talking to the one that said remake.
Oh, okay. All right.
But his next film is in
remake.
Egger's next film is in pre-production. It's called The Northman. It is a Viking revenge saga set in Iceland at the turn of the 10th century. Starring Anya Taylor-Joy, Bill Skarsgård, Nicole Kidman, Alexander Skarsgård, Willem Dafoe, and someone named Claes Bang.
Anya Taylor-Joy from The Witch.
From The Witch, yep.
Oh,
So he's
great.
working with Anya Taylor-Joy and Willem Dafoe again, and we got the Skarsgård brothers and Nicole Kidman.
That's going to be amazing.
Angry hand job.
So anyway, I think this is a fantastic movie. I think the score is also awesome too. If you pay attention to the score, it's incredible. If it follows a Greek mythology, very, very close to the chest vest, I meant to say. And this is an excellent movie. I want this on my library as well. I really like this. This was a fantastic movie. A good way to end out the year. This is a high end treat. I enjoyed it.
All right, and for me, yeah, this is a big time treat. This is once again, I could see. You have to kind of pick and choose who you'd recommend this to. Like, I could see some people just not getting it, or being completely bored with it. But seeing this in the theater was a really great experience because you immerse yourself in it. You got the sound and everything is the huge picture. So I think this is a great movie to see in the theater, and I'm glad I got a chance to do so. But I got to say, Robert Eggers is definitely making himself into one of the best working directors. Whether or not you like the films, like you cannot deny the craft that goes into these, and just like the balls to make a fucking black and white 35 millimeter film using technology pre 1940 for most of it. That's a ballsy fucking move, man. For your second film to do that, like, people are like looking at it and seeing black and white, and they're seeing like an image that's a square, basically a square. Like that's fucking ballsy, and I got to hand it to him. Like, he does, as MZ said, he does his research. He made this as accurately as you possibly can make a film that takes place in 1890, and it was transportive, and even the aspect ratio, as we mentioned, was very claustrophobic. It felt like, like they were stuck in this film. They're stuck in the lighthouse. It just adds another element to it, and I think it's a master work of filmmaking. Is it going to be my number one film of the year? Maybe, maybe not. But this is absolutely a masterwork of filmmaking, and I'd love to see more sort of all-in directing from other directors. I'm not saying everyone needs to go back in time and make a fucking period piece using the technology of the time, but this was transportive. This made me feel like I was on that fucking island in 1890, and that's difficult to do in a movie nowadays, especially with all the technology that we have. But he fucking did it, and right down to the way they talked, like, what you think of, like, this is going to be a reference only a few people get, but Chop Miss Charlie. When you think of the way Chop Miss Charlie talks, this is how I imagine Chop Miss Charlie talking. Like, this is the fucking old man of the sea from that time.
I'm pretty sure that's right.
Well, it's funny.
You Bill's rat.
Because much like The Witch, he takes notes from actual handwritten papers from people who lived in that era, who lived during these times, during these situations, and he uses that in the scripts, in the dialogue, and it's impeccable the way he goes about doing it. It's incredible.
Yeah. So big time treat for me. So I recommend this. Like, despite even though it's a slow build and in black and white, I definitely recommend this to all horror fans. And, there's no... I could see some people saying, well, it's not a horror movie, but there is enough dread that is built throughout this entire movie, and there is enough, I think, of horror. It's almost like the Lovecraftian kind of horror, like the kind you don't necessarily see. And we do get a mermaid in this, which we didn't mention, but that was a cool bit as well. So I definitely recommend The Lighthouse. It's a really fantastic movie. So
I would say it's safe to say that Robert Eggers and Ari Aster are probably the best genre filmmakers today.
Could be, yeah. You probably wouldn't get too much of an argument. Both of them have released 2 films. They both have their visual style. Like you can, even the way that they write. There's definitely a definitive style. So yeah, I would agree with that. So, all right.
How old is
what's that?
How old is Robert Eggers?
He's pretty young. I think he's 36. Let me just double check on that.
Jesus.
I mean, for a film director, I had it up. Let's see.
He doesn't look very.
Yeah, he's 36. He was born in 83. So.
Yeah. You are capable of looking it up yourself.
Yeah.
Right?
It's called a fucking film discussion podcast.
Yeah, but you know what? You could look it up and just drop that in and go, for a young director at 36, he's doing a fine job.
Well, listen, nothing. Not that I haven't fucking stolen the answers before, but I mean,
his age has nothing to do with the film.
This fucking guy. I'm saying that he's not yet in his prime as a fucking director.
How do you know that?
I don't think you're in your prime as a human being.
Well, I've exceeded expectations.
What age is prime director?
18.
18? What?
So he's past prime then.
He's past.
Yeah. Well, what the fuck, Aries? I'm having fun with you, but no. But like, he's got fucking more. He's like a fucking.
How do you know? You age means nothing in directing.
Look at him looking at the camera. He's doing it again.
I mean, you could make your finest movie at 21 and not do shit after that.
Well, yeah. Well, I'm saying that if this is, then fine. He's terrible. Fine. Go fucking make Police Academy 8. Okay.
Police Academy 8.
Age means nothing.
Age has nothing to do with it.
He made 2 good movies. I mean, one that I know of. 2, I'm going by these 2. He made 2 good movies.
Aries is fucking naysaying to naysay on fucking Christmas. Okay. I'm just saying
and that. One is day after Christmas. 2. Well, I'm overanalyzing. You going, what age is he? He's in his prime.
Just saying that he's young. That maybe he's gonna make fucking some really fucking good fucking shit coming up. Like
he didn't already make some good shit.
Fucking A. Fine.
He could be 80 years old and he could still be making good shit.
You know what? Trick. Fuck you, Robert Eggers. Okay. You're done. You're flashing the pan. Take your black Phillip. Hit the fucking bricks. Okay. You're done. You're tired.
All right.
What's fucking the new fucking Mattea movie or whatever the fuck?
Wouldst thou like to live deliciously?
Yeah. No, I don't. Okay, I don't. I was trying to put you over Aries. Fuck you.
All right. Well, we're going to cut to a break. We're going to come back and talk about I Trapped the Devil. How about that, Raven Shadow? That make you happy?
That's
great. All right. So we'll be back in how long, MZ?
1 in 40.
Greetings! We are the Retro Reductopus Cephala Podcast, a bi-weekly show that celebrates all the things that made growing up awesome.
He's right. We wax philosophic about lots of geeky crap like old video games and movies, toys, cartoons. I don't know, help me out here.
Music. Pants. Quoting video games that don't have dialogues. Shabibans. Tasty news.
Unnecessarily long Japanese onomatopoeia.
Butt breathers. Uncomfortable nature facts.
Or how to install a thermoflange.
And unlike all those other podcasts, we at Retro Reductopus have an exciting rotating host schedule.
Do we? We sure do.
So, if you didn't like the guy flapping his gums this week,
like me,
worry not, gentle listener. Next week we'll have a whole new host.
Of problems.
Hey, they might still suck, but they'll suck differently.
And you know what's really cool? Retro Reductopus is part of the Inebriards Podcast Network. with new episodes out every Tentacle Tuesday.
Which is like every other Tuesday. We named it.
Anyways, you can listen to us at iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, Stitcher, or straight from the tab from doctopus.buzzsprout.com.
Thank you guys for having me on. It's a blast. You guys are awesome.
Thank you so much.
And, Trick or Treat Radio, man. That's where it's at. That's the new Fangoria Radio is Trick or Treat Radio.
No. Don't say that.
That's like, you really put us under.
It's like swearing in church. I don't know.
Just jinxed us.
Yeah. you put a lot on our shoulders just now.
Well, we can strive for
you
greatness.
guys are awesome.
Yeah,
you really are. You got a great show.
Hello. This is the Sasquatch, a.k.a. Bigfoot, but you can just call me Frank. And when I'm not stomping around the woods throwing rocks at hunters, I like to listen to the Paranormal Punchers podcast. That's right, Paranormal Punchers. They talk about all things paranormal, and they're hilarious. Go find them on iTunes, Stitcher Radio, Google Play, and ParanormalPunchers.com.
Back on Trick or Treat Radio. All right, so we're going to jump into the next flick. And that is I Trap the Devil. This film is not rated. It is 82 minutes long. It is a drama, horror, mystery, and is written and directed by Josh Lobo. And the film stars Scott Pothoris, AJ Bowen, Susan Burke, Rowan Russell, John Merritt, Jocelyn Donahue, and Chris Sullivan. The synopsis: a man descends into paranoia after trapping what he believes to be the devil in his basement. But things take a dark turn when his family unexpectedly arrive for Christmas. All right, I Trap the Devil. This was put out by IFC Midnight, and as I mentioned, directed by Josh Lobo. And from what I gather, this is a directorial debut for Mr. Lobo. So, let's see. What did Josh... I don't know if he worked on anything else prior. Oh, he was art department on a movie called Dave Made a Maze, which I remember from played at Boston Underground Film Festival. So I remember hearing about that. Got some pretty good reviews. So, but yeah, this is his first flick. So... let's jump into I Trap the Devil. I am waiting for Raven. Oh, there he is. As soon as I...
Oh, he's coming. He's showing up. So this poster or box art or however, this very much looks like a book cover to me.
Yes.
This screams book cover, like almost like a Stephen King book.
Well, you know what's funny about that, Aries, is that this is the font that is used on the most amount of Stephen King books. Like, if you look at the fonts, this is the one that's used the most.
Okay, that probably would explain it, because I just, right from the get-go, I was like, this just looks like a book. Like, I really thought this, like, was a book that they just made into a movie.
Yeah, and they definitely went for sort of a throwback aesthetic, so I'm sure they went back and sort of looked at some of what was, what was, maybe not popular, but what was, what was used in horror and stuff like that. So, yeah, but, if you go back and look at Stephen King books, you definitely will see this font appear in several of his books. So, yeah, it's a good observation, though. So, I figured MZ, we're actually like trying to figure out what the last movie of the year was going to be. And MZ was like, we haven't done a Christmas movie. And in the past, we've typically done at least one. So this had been on the list. We're going to do it earlier in the year. It just never happened. And so we pulled this one back, since it does take place at Christmas. I wouldn't necessarily call it a Christmas movie per se, but it definitely takes place during Christmas. So
that's it. It just takes place at Christmas. It's not a Christmas movie.
So the film starts out, and we get sort of like a little bit of a flash forward. We get the police sort of looking through the house, and kind of focusing on the old school, old tube TV, and the white noise, and Ravenshaw.
Now,
Ravenshaw, I saw. Is someone else in your house? I think I saw a reflection in the Miami Connection poster. I saw something move. Unless it was Ollie.
Ollie's here, but normally he's my ghost detector.
Wait, move your right arm. I want to see if it reflects in the. Okay, well, when you raise it up, it does, but you weren't raising your arm up, so I don't know.
Aries.
I think you have
What
something.
do you want me to do? It's behind me. Give me a knife.
Give me a knife. Maybe you got the devil in your house.
Those are pliers. Maybe we need to work on definitions.
Well, no. That's why I got Ollie will let me, because when I get scared at night, I get worried.
That's your attack dog.
But he'll tell me. He's my attack dog.
Okay.
Sorry to interrupt. Were you going to say something?
No, I won't.
Why?
You're on your own. You have your attack pliers. You're all set.
Attack pliers.
We'll watch the CW Crisis.
to ignore the crisis going on in your house.
I'm fucking scared now. Shit. Can we broadcast for 7 hours? Because then it'll be daylight.
And then we can watch The Mandalorian when it pops up at 3:30 a.m.
Johnny, I want to watch Mandalorian with you.
It's so creepy.
Why?
Would you stay over? Can we watch The Mandalorian?
Why are you?
What are you gonna say to MZ now?
Go fuck yourself.
Okay.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
You can.
You got off easy.
I got off very easy. Yes.
You'd be like fucking Robert Pattinson in the fucking Lighthouse, jerking off onto a fucking seagull.
Well, we saw MZ get beat up by a 2-year-old, so I don't know how much help he'd be. So
that's true.
He's a foreign weapon.
All right, so you were going to say something, Ravenshaw, or did I throw you off?
Oh no, I was because you mentioned
sorry.
TV being the box TV. I was talking. You fucking chew your gum.
But you call me a motherfucker.
Yeah.
And
because they show the box TV. It's very. I mean, this is old school box TV. We're talking like early '80s box TV. Right. And also in one of the background shots, I saw the old cassette racks.
Oh yeah.
That I remember. So I was questioning as to this movie's time frame. Yeah, because there's no cell phones, which that is a lot becoming more and more common in movies, just to eliminate any time. Because once you put a cell phone in it, like people can put it down to the month. Like, that phone came out in August of 2017, so that's when this movie came. So you limit the cell phones, and it kind of takes away a date. But being the tube TV and the cassettes, I'm wondering if it is set in the 80s.
That's what I was thinking too. That, along with the and while this doesn't date it, but it kind of lends itself to the possibility that it could be dated, is the push button telephone on the wall. Yeah, we still have those, but it's the only form of communication that he has to the outside world.
Right. But I mean, though landlines are still common, wall mounted, very uncommon nowadays.
Yeah. Usually it's on a desk or something.
Yeah.
So yeah, I when I saw this, I was ready to believe that this is somewhere in the 80s, maybe early 90s.
Yeah, I think that's pretty accurate. Definitely, I would kind of pinpoint 80s, and it almost sort of had that feel too, with the way it was shot, in a sense, and the way it was lit. Like, I don't know why, I just got that like kind of vibe from it, So, all right, so yeah, and then we kind of cut to the, we'll go back in time a little bit, and then we get, let me get the names here. I don't have them right in front of me. We have A.J. Bowen's character, Matt, and Karen, his wife, and they're going to see the. Now the thing I don't know if I just missed it or if it was said, but Karen was the sister of Steve. Is that right? Or am I? Or
no, Matt was the brother of
They're-
Steve.
She was the wife. It was they were
Okay.
two brothers.
Matt and Steve were the brothers.
Okay, yeah, okay. So, and so in this, Karen sort of like talks Matt into going to Steve's house because he says, what did he say? That we haven't seen you in a couple years or something like that. And he's like, and he just is trying to get them out of the house. He doesn't want them to stay. It's Christmas. They want to like come and stay and spend it with family. And Steve's like, no, get out. Basically, like, I don't want you here, So already there's something a little odd going on, And as the movie sort of continues on, we get a little bit more information, and he finally is okay with them staying, but he doesn't like it. You can kind of tell. And there's that dinner scene where Steve isn't talking. Like, Matt's kind of doing a bunch of talking, and then Steve is just not saying anything. He's just eating. And so one of the great things I did like about this, though, was I think there's some really great ambience, and the film score does a really good job of just creating this tension, like right off the bat, like in that kind of like opening scene, you get a sense of it. So I think it creates this really sort of dread-filled atmosphere, which I think is a good start. Now, I don't know if the movie sort of like. It definitely had a creepy vibe to it, I guess I'll say. Did you guys get that sense? Do you agree with that?
It definitely had a creepy vibe. The lighting and the scenes were done very well. The score was creepy, although it was very over the top. It was overpowering in almost all the scenes in this movie.
Yeah.
I agree. I agree with you to a certain degree. The score did have its moments where where it was there was a sense of dread involved. My problem with the score was when it was played.
Yep.
Given the situation, given the subject matter that we have here, where we believe that some guy named Steve has the devil locked in his basement, and there are certain scenes in which we're down into the basement, and we are hearing communication from whatever it could possibly be on the other side of that door. And I'm thinking to myself, and the score is playing, and I'm thinking to myself, if we're supposed to believe that Steve believes that he has possibly the devil standing behind that door, locked up with a big cross on it, 3 locks, 4 locks on it, big ass cross on the door. If we're supposed to believe that he has the devil locked up behind that door, there should not be any music playing, because there cannot possibly be any music that could possibly make the fear of whatever is behind that door more dangerous. If what he says is the devil is behind that door, no music should be playing, because no matter how spooky, scary, dramatic you make that music out to be, it's just going to drop the level of whatever it is that's behind that door.
Well,
and I think playing music while during those times was a big mistake.
What about Slayer?
Fuck that. I'm not talking about that.
I disagree to a point. I disagree. I mean, you can sometimes almost build a more tension without music at times. So I get what you're saying, especially it makes it feel very odd because, so I could see doing that a couple times, but, I do think that having the music, I don't know, like I wouldn't have gone without a score or at least when you're showing the door, but I don't necessarily agree with what you're saying, but I do think that they could have done that for a couple scenes potentially.
Well, to a certain degree, I agree with MZ because like I said, the score throughout the whole thing is just too over the top for me. It was too overbearing. I actually had to rewind the first scene with the door and bring the volume up so I could hear. I realized that it wasn't a one-sided conversation. She was talking to someone. Like I could not hear the voice on the other side of that door. I had to raise the volume up on my TV, which that's not a good sign as far as the sound editing to begin with. But if it's still an unknown, you don't know whether it's the devil or whether the brother is crazy. There's someone behind that door you don't know. Having the creepy music playing when you're still in the unknown, it's like, okay, you're playing creepy music either over the devil or over Joe Schmo. Like that should have been dropped down at that point, and it should have just been left to the viewer's own decision making as to what's behind that door at this point. It should have just been a straightforward conversation with little to no score.
Because any music that's being played over what we are supposed to believe is the devil immediately drops the threat that's whatever's behind that door down.
Well, no, not that it's the devil, but by playing that music, they're kind of saying this is, we have the devil. You don't know. It's just a guy. You need to eliminate that music so it eliminates the question, because having creepy music behind someone talking, that's an evil person. I mean, that whether the outcome is one way or the other, you're kind of trying to steer the audience that way right from the get-go.
I don't know. I just think the music should have been eliminated altogether. I think it should have been eliminated because if you do have music playing, either so all right. So let's say you have the music playing. If it's a person, if it's like an actual person that's behind the door, I don't think it should be played because we're supposed to think that it might be or it might not be. Okay, so if you're playing music, and we want, and say like if you were like myself want to say like it's the devil, I don't want that music playing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. By playing the music, they're kind of steering the audience towards one thing, rather than letting the audience make up their own mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I can get behind that when you guys put it that way. Because it is ambiguous, right? Like you don't know because you think Steve is maybe a little crazy. You don't know what's going on there. You don't know what he's been through recently or whatever. So you do think that he is maybe not quite all there. So it is that sort of question, and I can see what you're saying with the music. They're basically saying, yep, no doubt this is the devil. Like that's they're sort of trying to lead you in that direction as opposed to letting the viewer sort of guess on their own. So I guess I can get with that. It didn't really bother me when I was watching it, but now that you guys kind of like make that claim, I can see that. So let's see. So I mean, there's a lot of the movie is once again, it's a slow burn, and it's whether or not that this is the actual devil. Like we get a little bit more of a sense, like, and Steve has tracked it, like that fucking like his room upstairs, like that was fucking ludicrous, right? With the way he was trying to connect the dots to put it all together, right?
Oh yeah, that was like conspiracy theory nut to the 100th degree.
Yeah, like that may be one of the craziest of those sort of conspiracy, boards or whatever you will, like that I've ever seen in a movie. Like that was like to the nth degree. So that was. You get the sense that Steve was not quite all there, and he's a little bit fucking crazy. So, but I guess the thing, if we're talking about that, this movie doesn't really, without giving much away, I guess, I don't want to give away the ending, but it doesn't really subvert your expectations all that much. You kind of think I think it ends up going the way you think it is, right? But with one little twist at the end.
Yes. Well, I mean, I had a problem with the ending, not because of what you might think, but because of someone else in that in the scene. I'm not going to say who.
Yeah, I think I know what you mean.
But I'm that it felt open-ended to me in that person's regard, and the person that I'm talking about, not someone else, not the more obvious, but it just felt open-ended. It felt incomplete. I don't know what happened there. I mean,
the director had a vision, and he played it through. I think that I would have liked to see something different happen, but it's what he did. So
I don't agree with the open-endedness aspect of it. I feel everything was not necessarily closed up, but explained.
Yeah.
Especially if you think about it, I think the director took a conscious decision to not show certain things and left you to figure them out on your own. Which at times, there are a couple things where it was like, what? I had to stop and think for a second. It was like, wait a second, what happened there? And then as I thought about it, okay, that happened off camera, and it was just, okay, the director's making a choice to take out a certain aspect from traditional horror stories. But you know what? And and I respect that decision. He did a good job representing that decision. But the story, it was complete. I just don't think it was necessarily a great story is the problem.
I think they had a good story. I just don't think they told it very well.
I think this was a long fucking 88 minutes.
Which is amazing.
You know what?
It's only 2 minutes.
I'm with you there.
Right? Like
this movie, because this movie is exactly the reason why I get nervous for a movie under 90 minutes. Because I felt like they were stretching to make a movie. Like this should have been a long Twilight Zone episode.
Yeah, this is a short, easy.
Yeah. This should have been, especially in today's age of Netflix, Hulu, whatever else, you don't have to stick to the 44 minutes of screen time to run commercials. You could make an hour-long show, and that's exactly what this should have been.
I mean, like, and there's some comparisons to the Lighthouse, which was a little under 2 hours. This one, 88 minutes. I felt like I watched the same length of time.
Oh yeah, well, both these, yeah. We weren't watching 2 action-packed movies here. This,
yeah.
This
ain't no fucking Mandalorian. Although Johnny, yo,
yeah,
last week, dog.
Yeah.
The fucking clip.
Hey! I'm behind.
Oh shit! All right. Zip it.
I ain't saying nothing, but yo, it's fucking good.
Would you just
yo?
No.
Focus.
Oh, yeah.
Stay in your lane.
All right, yeah. No, but it felt like long. It felt long, and I think it's not the movie's fault that I wanted a different movie.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I kind of expected something a little bit different with the dude trapping the devil. I pictured actually, oddly enough, I pictured like Adam Sandler like trapping Mephisto, and then like his family comes over, and he's like, "No, Mr. Devil, you're gonna stay in the basement," and then getting some yams. I don't know. I had a weird fucking thing in my head.
Well, you know what? At the risk of spoilers, I fucking call it something else. Like, give me something.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It's fucking.
I might know where you're going. Where you going with it?
I don't know.
I'm fascinated.
I just give me a fucking zig. Give me a zag. Give me fucking something.
Yeah.
You titled your movie "I Trapped the Devil," and guess what? You fucking trapped the devil. I don't know. Give me fucking something.
Yeah, give me like a fucking devil.
I don't know. Like I wanted something. There's nothing.
No, well, this wasn't going to be a very effects-heavy film.
Not effects. I don't care about effects. Give me something. This is nothing. This is point A to point B. This is really nothing.
Yeah.
This is a slow stagger to nothing.
This movie was rather pretty dull. Given the concept that you have here, given the the title, the story.
I kicked your dog again.
Don't kick my dog, bro.
And you guys tell me I kicked the dog. I think the use of lighting in this movie, particularly in the basement, was exceptionally just hackneyed. I don't understand the whole, okay, so you might have someone who might be the devil downstairs locked up inside your basement, and the one piece of light that you got in there is a red light bulb. Come on. That's that is carnival shit right there, if you ask me. That is just sideshow lighting. And I wasn't impressed at all with that. That was just lazy and dumb.
All right.
Well, what do you guys say?
I don't have a lot to say. This movie, it moves along at a very slow pace, and you guys are pretty much right. It zigs when it should have zagged. It just I would have liked some subversion, and once again, that could be what I want, and that's not quite fair to the director. However, he's like I'm making you let's see, pizza surprise. So you're like, oh shit, this is gonna be something different, and then you get it, and it's a fucking cheese pizza. I don't know. It's like it's almost like the promise. Well, I mean, with the title, you're getting what he tells you. So there's no. He's basically saying, this is what it is. And then during the movie, you're supposed to wonder if that's what it is. But it. I mean, I guess it's pretty much, we're almost giving it away in a sense, but it's just seeing sort of this sort of Steve who is a little crazy, a little on edge. Something's going on there, not quite all there. So is he bullshitting, or does he actually have the fucking devil trapped? And then we get some scenes where the devil knows people's names inexplicably. So once again, that kind of leads you to believe that it's not just some fucking schmo that he locked up,
And some of the voiceover, when it was
talking,
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
I almost had you there, didn't I? Yeah, you almost had me too, motherfucker.
No, I will. But what thing it does have that I found to be, the creepiest thing about this movie was on the TV. And you see that deranged looking Santa.
Oh yeah.
That was pretty good.
Yeah, I'll agree with that.
That was pretty good. Wow. The rest of the movie,
all of 30 seconds,
not even. The rest of the movie is really kind of, it's just kind of it's kind of there. I mean, and I was looking all over for Jocelyn Donahue, I'm like, where the hell is she? Because that was the one I was looking forward to seeing. I mean, she was in House of the Devil, for Christ's sake. And she was superb in that. She was awesome in that. And I would love to see some more of her, and especially in a movie like this. I mean, she did her deed with House of the Devil. I like to see her in this and see what happens there. But I mean, I think she was one of the people on the TV, but I'm not really certain. And why she has a character name, because her, the character of Sarah was never mentioned, or maybe not even seen. Maybe I'm delusional. I don't know, but I don't know. That, you can't really blame a first-time director. He's getting his feet wet in the industry. Who knows? But this isn't a good movie to see. I don't.
That's fair.
I don't know. I can blame them because there are a lot of amateur mistakes in this.
Well, that's why they call them mistakes.
All right. Well, I don't know. Is there anything else you guys wanted to add to this, or do you want to just head to the verdict on this one?
Let's just go to the verdict.
Yeah.
Raven Shadow. Yeah.
Blah.
All right. Let's head to the verdict.
Trick or treat, baby.
I wonder if people would say you're a trick or a treat.
Trick or treat, motherfucker.
All right, verdict time. We're going to let you know whether I Trapped the Devil was a trick or a treat. And any final thoughts, MZ?
Well, I'm happy to say that this being the last show of the year for us is a step up from last year, because last year I gave 2 tricks to the last 2 films that were reviewed last year. This time I'm only going to do it once, and I'm going to give this movie a trick. I was not impressed at all with it. I felt that it was just it has a decent story behind it. It just does not follow through very well. I just see a lot of problems with this movie, technical wise, music wise. That score is just, you got to do something with that. I guess the performances were pretty good. The guy who played Steve, I thought, given what he had to deal with, I'm sure, I think he pulled off the crazy, he pulled the crazy off pretty well. That deranged Santa on the TV, that might be just about it. But I would not recommend this. This is a trick.
All right, Aries.
Yeah, this movie, there's really not a whole lot going on. MC said it's a decent story. I'll disagree with that because there really isn't a story there. There's the title of a movie, and that's it. There's no nothing going on. You could pretty much just title the movie and show a door. That's about it. There's nothing to this movie. They gave you high hopes they were going to show you something. The acting in it is fine, but I don't care about acting if there's nothing going on. This movie didn't deliver anything. There's no reason to watch this movie. This movie is definitely a trick.
All right, Raven Shadow.
There's no reason to watch this movie. You should poke your eyes out.
Jesus.
Wowzers. And once again, I said it before, I'll say it again. It's not this movie's fault that I wanted a different movie. It had a great premise. But yeah, man, it kind of was whack. With that said, if this is a first-time director, I would be interested in what he does next. I don't fault... I mean, the actors were fine. I mean, I don't know. I watched this Christmas Eve, and I don't know. I was fucking bored.
I watched that motherfucker twice because I fell asleep.
Right? Yeah.
And I thought it was me. No, it was the fucking movie.
Yeah. I
was like, wow, I didn't miss a thing. Like, I really just thought I was in and out. No, I watched it, really.
I mean, the alternate title might be Salmonex. I mean, I don't know.
Oh, my God.
But, no, good for you, dude. You made a flick. But I think there's a lot more interesting stories that could have been conjured from this. And I guess that's where my mind went. And I thought it'd be a fun 88-minute breezy, devil in the basement tale. And it just was, I don't know. Sorry, bro. I'm going to say it's I trapped a trick is what I did.
I trapped a trick?
Yeah.
All right.
Way to go 2019 there, Raven.
Yeah. For me,
what's that fucking mean?
For me, I almost I'm on the fence because I almost feel bad giving it a trick because it's a fine movie. There's nothing inherently wrong with it aside from, well, all right, there is some stuff wrong with it, but I mean, it's not a bad movie. It just doesn't really do a lot, and this could have, I think, with a twist here or there could have been like a like, wow, okay, that was cool, you know? And I feel like it just gave you exactly what you anticipated. And I don't know, it was, like I said, it was fine. The way it was made was fine, but it just didn't do much. And, you know, I always say that, you know, like a movie that just kind of plays it safe almost is worse than a movie that tries and misses, you know? Like, I'd almost rather see a movie really go for it. And if it doesn't hit, you know what? Like, at least you fucking tried to do something a little different. But this, you know, and there's nothing wrong with making a movie that is what it says it is, and it has a lot of tension. There's nothing wrong with that. But, you know, in this day and age, we're going through all this VOD stuff. You know, like, this is not something that I can recommend over other stuff because it's just kind of like the same old stuff you may have seen before. So it's really difficult for me to say this is worth your time and effort to seek out. It's a well-made movie. You know, this director could come up with some great stuff. We just, you know, who knows? It's his first film. And, you know, sometimes you just got to get one out there, get it in the world, and then see what you can do next. So this is not a bad film by any stretch, but I think its greatest sin is that it just kind of played it too safe and didn't really do anything different. So, yeah, I feel bad giving it a trick because it's not once again, it's not a terrible movie. It's fine in what it does, but it just plays it too safe, and it really sort of maybe had an opportunity to do something real cool and something different, but it just didn't go there. So, yeah, gonna be a trick for me. So there we go. Interesting. We got like all treats and then all tricks on the two films here. I actually don't know what we're doing next week, so I think we're gonna kind of like put it on hold for now because there's something that I was gonna do, but it's not. I don't think it's gonna be out in time. So we're gonna hold off. We'll announce it as soon as we know. We can announce on social media or whatever. But there's actually not a lot of stuff that is out. Like that's, you know, there's like sort of like a whole, you know, between now and when we do the next show of new stuff. So I may have to go back a little bit and find something else out there that, you know, that we might have missed or something that is just flying under the radar. But of all the things that I had written down, nothing is really landing between now and then. But that's probably on purpose. There probably isn't a lot of stuff that comes out the week between Christmas and New Year's. So,
well, I'm sure there's more you need to say about it. So maybe we could do a Star Wars thing.
Oh, Raven Shadow will see it tomorrow.
I'm excited. Yeah. No,
MZ's going to see it though.
Are you off tomorrow?
Oh, not off tomorrow. I got to work.
No.
There is a movie I want to do, but I don't think it's available. So I'll look into it. We'll see if the other one is available on VOD or you know, if there's a way that we can see it, then I might go with that one. But otherwise, I might have to call an audible. So we are unsure as of yet, but we'll fill you in as soon as we know. But we do have some voicemail, and it is 1 hour from Raven Shadow's birthday.
Shit.
So you excited, Raven Shadow?
I don't know. I don't do birthdays well as I get older.
Well, you certainly announce it enough.
Well, it's very exciting. Very exciting. But yeah, no, it's weird. As I approach the last under an hour of 42, which is exciting because I've exceeded expectations.
Yes, you have for sure.
But yeah, no, I'm ready. I'm excited. I got a plan to. We're gonna make breakfast tomorrow and go see the Star Wars films, and then go to my parents' house and have a little pizza party. That's happening.
One thing I do want to call out is MZ knows this person, but our boy Bruce MZ, who we used to work with back in the day, Bruce is watching. He says the scenes. He's referring to The Lighthouse. He says the scenes of them drunk were the most realistic ever filmed. I felt drunk watching them. Robert Eggers is a genius, and I love his films. I would agree with that. That seemed, for someone who's never been drunk before, that seemed realistic. Raven Shadow, weigh in.
I was drunk, and I felt like I was hanging out with all.
You were hanging out with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was hanging out with fucking Green Goblin and fucking Batman.
Sparkly Vampire.
Yeah.
Green Goblin and Batman.
It's fun. I'd be in fucking Twilight if they fucking called me.
Oh, who? Yeah, MZ would be in fucking Twilight if they called him.
Yeah.
My ass.
Come on, you saying you wouldn't? You wouldn't take that job?
All right, maybe I would.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be a sparkly vampire. I'll play Thug number 4.
You'd be a sparkly werewolf.
Yeah, I'd be fucking Jeff Binks if that was fucking a thing.
No, you're not hairy enough. Werewolf.
No, you could be the werewolf.
I'll be the werewolf here.
I'll be a sweat.
So let's hit to some voicemail. And first, why don't we hear from Arkham Josh? As soon as I turn the sound up, Arkham Josh.
Hey, Trick or Treat Radio guys, it's Arkham Josh here. It's calling in with my catching up. I'm trying to be a little bit quicker than last time. So I'm going to hop right into it. The Lighthouse. It's fucking awesome. I didn't get a chance to rewatch it when I saw it back in its initial theatrical run, and it's just fantastic. It's a treat and a very high recommend, especially if you like things a little bit weirder and more esoteric. Guess we'll just stick with that. Then we'll hop into, see, what was this week's other movie? Was I Trapped the Devil, right? I actually quite like this. To be honest, at first I started it up and I was like, why do we need to see another version of Pod? But luckily it kind of, got me back on its side, because, initially it had the same start of like, two people go to check up on a family member who's kind of losing it, and there's something in the basement. It's pretty much the same setup. But luckily I kind of liked how everything all the interactions went, and I really enjoyed the end. There can be some good debates as to what was going on. I thought it was a lot of fun. That one is also a treat and a recommend. Going back to last week's films, the Rabid remake. I'm a little bit lukewarm on this one, to be honest. I think it's pretty good. I don't okay. I know last week you guys mentioned that you thought it was, better than what the Soska twins have been doing, but not as good as American Mary, and I 100% agree. I think that is a really good assessment. I probably would revisit this again in the future, but not anytime soon. And I agree that the makeup in some angles looked like it just wasn't formed right. Like that kind of protrusion like you guys were talking about. Most of the time it looked fine, but there were a couple of camera angles where I was like, oh yeah, I see what they're talking about. But for that one, I would say yes, a treat, but you don't necessarily have to run out and see it, so it's kind of a treat with a tepid recommend. Hold on one sec. Okay, I'm back. I had to put you guys on hold for a quick second. Lastly, Daniel Isn't Real. This is actually a film that I've been really looking forward to. I'd heard some really good things coming off of the festival circuit. And it was quite good. I was really into it. It's got a great cast, and the story was good. I think everything, it's got some really good effects. There was a couple of CG effects where I was a little bit but there's also some really good physical effects. Again, Daniel Isn't Real is going to be another treat and a recommend. I didn't get really a chance to do too much like looking into like if they're first time directors or anything like that, like on a lot of on some of this stuff. I don't have as much input as I usually do. But a solid chunk of films. Pretty much all treats, and for the most part, all high recommends. So, all right. I hope you guys are having a good show. I think this is the last one of the year. Happy New Year. I know I'm sure I'll be saying that again next week, right after the New Year. But I hope you guys are all having a good end of the year. Hope you all have had some good holidays. And I look forward to hopefully seeing you guys again soon, all right? Have a good one. Bye.
All right, Josh. Thanks, buddy. We appreciate hearing from you, as always. He did like I Trapped the Devil, so if you typically agree with Josh's feelings about films, then go fucking watch it. Maybe you'll love it, too. Josh does have a follow-up, a quick follow-up, so let's hear what he has to say.
Oh, also, quick little PS for you guys. I just got home from a screening of Uncut Gems, and I really think you guys should check this out. I know you guys like the Safdie brothers' previous film, and I think this one is just as good. I think that Raven Shadow, I think you'll really get into this film. There's a lot of real annoying people doing real annoying things, and it just seems like something I'm sure is on the radar of all of you guys. So I definitely, I'd say treat and recommend on that as well. Feel good film of the year. Go see it in the theater. All right, you guys have a good one. Bye.
All right, Josh. What do you think, Raven Shadow?
I'm intrigued, but it's set up. I'm not sure.
Well, I think maybe we will do that, but it's not coming. It's not hitting Netflix till January 31st, so we got about a month to wait. But I love Good Time so much that I definitely want to check out what the Safdie brothers are up to next. So, perhaps we shall do that one when it hits Netflix. So, and we got one more voicemail. This is from our boy FTM, first time Mike.
Oh shit! You know what tomorrow is? December 27th. It's a birthday for my boy Michael Raven Shadow. Happy birthday, Raven Shadow! My fellow DC comics loving guy. You take care of yourself, be well, and hey, if you're partying, man, be careful because we want to talk to you in the coming up years. So don't party too hard, my friend. This is first time Mike saying happy birthday, Raven Shadow. Out. I'm out. Peace.
Oh, there you go, Raven Shadow.
Thank you, buddy. I'm going to send you a message tomorrow morning.
But you might not get it for a couple of months.
Yeah.
Electronically.
Yeah, is your instant message as slow as regular messaging for you?
Listen, no, I'm very excited about that. No, I'm staying home tonight. I got a plan for tomorrow, but no, thank you, FTM. You are a class act, and I love you very much.
And FTM sent us two messages, but one was a top 5 list, so I assume he intended it for the year-end show. I'm not sure, but either way, we'll save it for the year-end show. Well, there you go. We did get some voice message after all, so we appreciate you guys calling in.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. I just had a couple potential films here that I'm looking at. I was checking out. Now, one of these, maybe we should do this one. It hit Shudder a while ago, and I wanted to potentially check it out, but we never got a chance to. And yeah, you know what? Fuck it. Let's just do this one. Because I think we should do this. So it's available on Shudder, and it's a film that features John Jarrett and Nathan Jones.
Ooh.
And it is a film called Boar. Now, this is a film that Dane Under had repped pretty hard last year because he saw it he saw it, or maybe it was earlier in the year. Actually, he saw it at a film fest and said that he gave a glowing review, said we should definitely check it out, and that the director Chris Sun is doing some pretty cool stuff. So, I think while we're sort of in this limbo of waiting for things to come out, this is one that we never got a chance to do for whatever reason. We just didn't, and It's got some pretty good buzz. So the synopsis: in the harsh yet beautiful Australian outback lives a beast, an animal of staggering size with a ruthless, driving need for blood and destruction. It cares for none, defends its territory with brutal force, and kills with a raw, animalistic savagery unlike any have seen before. Believe nothing more than a myth, a legend brought to life by a drunken local, the beast ventures closer to civilization, closer to life, and ultimately closer to death. It's brutal, it's bloodthirsty, it's bore.
It's 96 minutes long, so you shouldn't be bitching about it, Raven Shadow.
Nah, but like
it's a legend brought to life by the local drunk, Raven Shadow. Sorry.
Am I the local drunk, or is it?
That's up to you. It's your own story, Raven Shadow. You can choose your own adventure.
On the Rocks is fine. No, it's Ghost in the Darkness with fucking Val Kilmer and fucking.
Are you the in your story? Are you the local drunk or are you the hero?
No, I'm the fun-loving.
Or the local drunk that becomes a hero.
No, I'm like Luke Skywalker. If he had problems, you know what I mean? Like I'm like fun love. I'm still the boy trying to become a man. You know, the hero's journey.
Oh,
I'm the young.
No, at 43, you're the boy trying to be the man.
Yeah.
That's
I'm not 43 yet. It's
Aries. That's the struggle. We've known him how long? By the way, Corny says he's going to see Uncut Gems in the morning. You know who's in Uncut Gems, Raven Shadow?
Who?
Kevin Garnett.
Wait, the fucking guy, the fucking
the basketball player?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, former Celtics, man.
Oh, Big Three, right?
Yeah, he was part of the Big Three. Yeah, he's in Uncut Gems. He plays himself.
Oh. What was it, like fucking Space Jam fucking 3? What the fuck is this about?
Space Jam.
Who was in Space Jam 2?
Yeah.
I think LeBron. I think they're making a Space Jam 2.
Yeah, I don't think it's
I think it started. I think it's
It's got LeBron in it.
It's got LeBron, and I think it has like.
All right, moving on.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank
you. Can we continue, please? Jesus.
Well, we're pretty much done.
Good.
We've got our voicemail. We got our movie for next week. Raven Shadow's birthday. Happy birthday, Raven Shadow.
Thank you. I got a box, John. I got a box here. Can I open it?
Oh, yeah. You got a box? Yeah.
I got a gift.
What's in the box? What's in the box?
No, it's exciting. No, thank you, first time Mike and Corny.
If it's not a severed head, I'm going to be very disappointed.
Unlike my other friends.
You going to open it with your pliers?
I'm fucking gonna. What the fuck?
Cut your tape
just open it.
Cut the tape with the pliers.
I use the fucking knife feature.
The knife feature.
It must be the night feature. Isn't that a song?
You can always cut it.
Yeah. Corny and a hissy.
Wow, you're gonna lose a.
Corny saying, "What's in the box?"
You fucking know, dude.
Aries,
Like
tell him.
Doctor, he stops for a good 20 seconds.
You know what? Yeah, it's wow. You're gonna cut your dog.
Aries, show him how to use a fucking knife. God damn it!
I can't.
I'm
scared to go.
You're gonna cut
fingers
Ollie.
I'm not gonna cut.
You
Ollie.
almost did. I had to confiscate my brother's knife on Christmas.
Well, hey, I know your brother. Okay. To be fair. Hey, you're scaring the dog.
And we know you.
You're scaring the dog.
Yeah, you almost fucking killed him.
You almost shivved the dog.
I wouldn't shiv the fucking dog.
Jesus.
What do you want? You open Ollie?
Oh, does Ollie like presents?
Move a little quicker.
Yeah, come on. Today, Junior.
Here we go.
Hey, look at that. All right, now
hold it up.
Is it nice?
Hold it up. Let everyone see.
Is it a mug with an alien in it?
With fucking Bruce Wayne's face on it. I like that.
Nice.
Show that. That's fucking nice, Corny. Holy rusted metal.
2 mugs?
No, I got a pipe.
That's a big pipe. I think that's a glass.
You want to smoke a pipe?
Use your words.
Thank you, Corny. It's fucking my dude, fucking Dick. Little fucking
my dude, Dick.
You might want to describe that a little bit better.
Dick the dude.
It's fucking Nightwing. Thank you, Corny. This is my new show. Ollie's very excited. He likes Boy Wonders. Yeah, little Dick Grayson flowing with his fucking little sticks and his hair.
His
So I got a face full of
little
boobs.
sticks.
Yeah.
You are awful at describing things.
What? It's a fucking pint glass. Well, sorry.
It's my dick with little sticks.
Yeah, no, it's
With
my
the-
dude dick. It's not my dick. You need a fucking bigger fucking.
Was he cocking a splint or something? What the hell's
No,
wrong
you
with
need
you?
a fucking you need a lot more glass. But no, it's
Raven Chow, aren't they Eskrima sticks?
I'm gonna say it wrong, Johnny.
Stimulant.
Say it like a screamer, like a scrummer. Yeah, scrummer. Yeah, little
Or a
fucking.
Scream.
Little,
I don't know. I might be wrong.
yeah, you're probably right because you fucking judge me all the fucking. But no, this is fucking dope. Thank you so much, Corny. I got a fucking Bruce Wayne, fucking, and even like Bruce is kind of smirking. I like that. We're gonna Ollie and I we're gonna make some dinner after this, and we're gonna put some stuff in the glasses.
Corny says he's going to go to the ER for the first day of his 43rd year.
That could be fair. But no, this is super awesome. Thank you so much, Corny. I'm going to drink several things out of both of these. Thank you, buddy.
He says you're welcome.
I'm going to give him a hug and a kiss.
You're going to send it via mail?
Yeah.
Corny,
I'll send you a
you'll
kiss
get
on-
it. You'll get it next year. 2021,
Listen.
I mean.
I got envelopes downstairs.
You're gonna send a kiss in an envelope.
Yeah. You think I won't?
Let me know how that works out for you.
You might get one.
You won't be seeing it for months on end, so I wouldn't worry.
I'm not mailing them, Corny. I am doing the prepping. And Aries is going to mail. And you're scaring the dog.
I am not mailing your kiss.
What if you don't know it's you mailing it?
And I'm not helping you mail. All right. Take us out.
All right. Is that all the presents in there? You got everything?
Oh, fuck.
The dog walked over his cord. Can't get his head up.
Oh, that's funny. All right. Well, for the final time in 2019, let's say goodbye, MZ.
Arrivederci, douchebags. See you next year.
Aries.
God bless us, everyone. Like Tiny Tim.
I get the reference. I understand this reference.
Raven Shadow.
Live fast, love hard. Put your drink in your dick glass.
It's pretty good. Oh, shit. So, yes. So that is it for 2019. That puts a cap on the fucking year. We're going to do our year-end show over the weekend, and we'll release that on the 1st. Looking forward to doing that. I want to see what the number one movie is going to be. It's not clear-cut to me.
Yeah.
So
It's our favorite time of the year, so.
I have my number one already.
Oh, all right. Interesting. So
Lighthouse.
I still haven't even
movie to review.
I haven't decided yet. So we'll find out soon enough. But yeah, next year in 2020, we'll be back.
The fucking glass is fucking bat horns.
He's losing an eye. He's
my
losing an
God.
eye.
We'll be back on Thursday, January 2nd to kick off 2020. We'll be reviewing the film Boar. It is available on Shudder if you want to check that out. That is it. That's going to do it for us. So we will see you, from all of us here at Castle Wolfenstein and all of us at the Lair of Lost Swag. We'll see you in 2020.